this turn.
I'm just gonna let you sink into this.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. I don't know if any of this is making the final edit.
It will.
It was how long
People
is this gonna be?
love to watch others suffer.
Oh
It's
god.
gonna be
Gang, the B-roll is gonna be
3 hours.
3 hours of suffering. That's damn right it is.
Nice clap.
Oh, thank you.
Hello everyone. Time to do my YouTube intro thing. My name is Dom, also known as the D20 of God, and welcome to the first ever tier ranking for Don't Drink and Draft. Today I am joined by my lovely co-host Frank. Do you have any aliases?
No,
Frank?
but it's great to be here.
Also known as Frank. And slightly off camera is Bon Bon, who's just decided to add a few little extra tweaks in there. He's just a little baby budgie. Oh. Today, in typical Don't Drink and Draft fashion, we're going to be doing the opposite of what I say, and that is drinking heavily. We are going to be doing a Lorwyn Eclipsed tier ranking with a little bit of a twist. Every time that something goes into the A+ tier on the on this handy dandy 17 lands tier ranking system, or every time something goes, should we say below C into C- or
yeah,
lower?
C- or do we want to say D+? I
D+,
feel like a lot of the changelings might be C-.
I think the changelings are going to be always filler. Like, you'll always make the cut in your deck.
Yeah,
but
okay. That's
I don't know much about the set, so I'm probably going to say C- because these days most cards end up in C+.
Okay.
Every time we want to put something in A+ or C-, I got to take a shot of this really, really cheap and nasty vodka.
Can I have a sniff? Is that okay?
Yeah, no, go for it. Yeah, no, I think I've just cracked it. You can blur out the branding if necessary or whatever.
Nondescript. I love it.
I've never had this one before. It's just the cheapest one they had. It's 37%. And so, our tier ranking will start pretty reasonable, I'm sure, and it might get a little bit more chaotic as time goes on. Fingers crossed. All right, well, so Frank, how much do you know about this set?
I know what a non-zero amount of the cards do. I am more of a constructed player usually, so I've definitely been paying more attention to the reprinting of the Shocklands and some of the Res and Mythics and how they might impact formats like Standard or other things, rather than the nuts and bolts commons and uncommons. But hey, we're here to learn.
It's pretty funny because I'm in the absolute opposite boat. I literally was just talking with some friends 2 nights ago who asked, hey, do you think anything will impact Pauper? So I surfed all of the commons. And that was it.
Yep.
So, I mean, as Mark Rosewater says, if your theme isn't at common, then it's not your theme. So I hope I picked up enough of the themes. I've picked up a few of the other spoilers. I believe that there's 5 supported 2-color archetypes.
Okay.
So that would be red-black goblins.
Yep.
It's white-green Kithkin. It's based on the dual lands that are available.
Yeah.
Blue-red elementals, black-green
elves and blue-white merfolk.
And blue-white merfolk. Yep. Yes, I love having merfolk back in white. It was cool having them in green in Ixalan, but the Bant merfolk support it's back. It's good. The other 5 color combinations are not as supported, but I believe there are at least some hybrid cards, and then at rare a couple of...
You've got the Evoke Elementals at Mythic, right? So you've got a few things that can bleed over.
Yeah. Okay.
And the fixing in the set's probably good enough to where you can draft something that's a little bit off color.
We'll find out. I mean, fixing these days has meant that the last 5 or 6 sets 5-color pile has been totally supported. Pretty much since Keldheim, it's like the mana troubles has been... If you have mana troubles, that's kind of on you.
Make your fixing higher.
Yeah, like fixing has been quite high. So we'll see. I anticipate maybe 2-color or 3-color decks. Some people are saying maybe 1-color decks because of all the hybrid, but again, I guess we'll see as we go. So where do we want to start? Do we want to go by color, multicolor?
Let's go by color. Why not?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so we'll go Wooburg and then stuff. Or
So I think we've got white over on the left, and then okay, full Wooburg order there, and then the multicolored.
Okay.
This will be interesting. You're closest to the mouse. Do you want to be in charge of clicking and dragging here, especially as I'll become more and more unco as the night goes?
That's reasonable. Okay, so here we've got Klacken Festival.
Klachen Festival.
Okay, so for 2 and a white, Kindred Enchantment Kithkin. When it enters, make 2 1/1 green-white Kithkin creature tokens, and then 4 and a white, make a green-white Kithkin token. This immediately seems nuts to me.
Well, firstly, I'd like to say I'm glad that they're printing high volume of Kindred because I still call them tribal.
Yeah, it just helped to drill that in.
The only thing that's going to really kick me over into saying Kindred is like having a set which is full of them because they didn't reprint enough of the tribal cards into Kindred for me to warrant calling it anything else. But yeah, no, that looks really strong. When it enters, make 2. So it's 3 mana for two bodies.
Which already a fine base rate, especially if you're doing Kithkin-related things.
In limited, more bodies is more better.
Yeah.
Things that make 2 bodies very powerful. And in tribal sets, more bodies is more better. Because if you have
Kindred
any...
sets, Tom.
Yeah, fuck.
Haven't even had a shot yet. And then just the ability to end step, hold up, pooping this out.
My
infinite
God,
chump
you're right.
blockers.
It's a mana sink. It will trigger repeatedly all of your Kithkin ETBs. Any of your Kithkin buffs get spread out across these bodies. So if you give +1 to all of your Kithkin, then this makes 4. 4 instead of 2 power. And just the ability to, if you run out of cards, just keep pooping shit out.
This seems nuts to me. I kind of would want to put this in A tier somewhere.
I don't know what the power of the set level is really yet, but I reckon A or A minus, somewhere around there. I'm not ready to take a shot, so maybe not A plus.
Let's go A minus.
A minus, yes. I reckon it could be one of the top uncommons. I say, having seen none of the other uncommons from the set.
Let's just put it as a straight A.
Straight A. Okay, yeah. We'll see if any of the other uncommons top that out.
Okay, well...
Don't know how strong white is. Yeah.
We're going to run it back. We've got a reprint.
Good old crib swap.
Crib swap.
Get the old crib swap.
Kindred. Instant. Shapeshifter. Changeling and exile target creature. Its controller creates a 1/1 colorless shapeshifter creature token with Changeling 2 and a white.
Yeah, okay. I have some thoughts. What is your initial reaction to seeing this being reprinted?
My initial reaction, the rate is okay. 3 mana instant speed. I've never really played with this card apart from in Commander before, and that's an old me that doesn't really exist anymore. Giving your opponent a shapeshifter token is not necessarily ideal because it will play with any of their Kindred payoffs. So definitely, like, a more impactful downside. We see a lot of this 3 mana removal. Exile is good. Like, especially the elves and goblins care a lot about the graveyard, so it's pretty good for that.
True.
You definitely play at least 1 copy of this in your decks, I think. Actually, you can pick this up off of cards that care about picking up cards from graveyard, right?
Yes,
if you have a card that says return target elf card from your graveyard.
Yes, as long as it doesn't specify creature. So this is why it gets played in Commander a lot.
Yeah. I reckon that this is like a solid removal spell. I think it's solid.
Well, my opinion, I'm gonna pour myself a shot.
Oh.
Because I think this is actually dog shit.
Oh shit. All right.
We've had our first conflict here.
Is the body just too bad of a downside in your opinion?
Well, it's got now being Kindred. Ugh.
Nice.
Oh yeah, that's the cheap stuff, all right. Not that there's any difference.
Okay, well, go on, elucidate us to see your thoughts on this card.
Okay, so historically they've started printing a lot of 3 mana instant destroy a non-land permanent. Its controller makes a 1/1, right? Yes. Like Stroke of Midnight. That was in
Wilds of Eldraine,
and then reprinted in Foundations. And in both of those sets, it was bad. Okay. Big downvote. And it hits non-land permanents.
Yep.
So it could hit your stuff, it could hit their stuff, anything, and it gives that 1/1 body, and the 1/1's not a relevant creature type. In this case, it gives your opponent something that could be relevant to their I nearly said tribal, their Kindred deck. And it also doesn't hit non-land permanents. Now, it does Exile, which could be huge. I don't know how much graveyard stuff there is. You did remind me that the elf theme is graveyard, so yes, it does hit the elves. And it is itself a card type which could be relevant in your deck. But
in white, there's not a huge amount of recursion, is there?
It's an easy splash to make for 2 and a white, honestly, as far as removal goes. I think just going through the commons earlier, I've seen better removal spells than this.
Okay.
I would put it in the C-D plus category, maybe even D. But if you think that it could be good,
I'm not going to fight too hard for this. I do think that like the ability to potentially rebuy this, or there's the creatures that on ETB dig for a Merfolk spell or lands of their associated colours.
Kind of new Harbinger type creatures.
Yeah, that makes this maybe a little bit more interesting, but I'm happy to put it in at like a D+.
Yeah, okay. Well, I took the shot, so...
You took the shot, we can't put it any higher than C-.
You can't put it higher than C-.
Yeah, unless we really want to get you blackout. Well, on to the next card.
I have a high alcohol version of this.
Oh, very good. You're going to need it. Curious Colossus. 5 white, 7 mana total for a giant warrior. When it enters, each creature target opponent controls loses all abilities, becomes a coward in addition to its other types, and has base, power, and toughness 1/1. It's pretty good.
That if you can make it to 7 mana, I feel like this normally wins you the game. I'd say not very good. Just reducing the base power if your opponent kills all your creatures, you top deck this, you drop it. Sometimes they can still go wide of you.
Yeah, but losing all their other abilities is pretty huge.
And they're cowards as well. Oh no, that's in addition.
In addition, that was the one thing where... But your wards lose their abilities, so it's not like if you had a ward that was like, goblins you control have death touch. Or when an elf dies, you do a thing.
If there was an enchantment that...
Yeah, this is pretty much... Like, it comes down and it's essentially going to be a one-sided wrath, because I imagine in most board states your opponent is going to have to chump block with a bunch of things.
Any creatures that have -1 counters on them,
yeah, they just die. True, and blighting is a big thing. A lot of decks want to blight their own creatures for benefit. It's a lot of mana. 7 is a lot.
7 is a lot,
and giant is maybe a fine creature type. I don't know how good the giant kindred payoffs are.
It's one of the honorary creature types in white red, I think, where it's not technically supported, but there are there are giants.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I think this is going to be an A or an A+. It depends on if you can make it to 7 mana, and 7 mana felt like a lot, but these days games are quick but ramp hard. Maybe this is coming off the back of Edge of Eternities, where it was so easy to get to 7 mana on turn 5.
Yeah.
But the games are fast because a lot of things happen quickly, but you do reach the 7 mana if you're dedicated to doing it.
Okay.
I'll leave it up to your discretion.
Let's just throw it in at A tier. And to pay homage to how busted we think Kashan Festival is, we'll put it a touch below it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Next pick, I think it's another mythic. Oh, jeez.
Actually, multicolored.
Sure, it is.
Although
technically,
you can cast it for just white. Cast it for you white. Don't need to pay.
And you probably would just play it in just a white deck, going off of the base stats that you're getting.
Okay, reading this, yes.
So this is Erdu, Carrier of Dawn, 5 mana, 3 white for a legendary elemental god, flying and lifelink. Creature spells you cast have Convoke. Jesus. Beginning of your first main phase, you may pay a black if you do transform it into Isilu, Carrier of Twilight, which also has flying and lifelink and is still a 5/5 in case you forgot. Each other non-token creature you control has Persist when it's flipped over to this side, which is probably more insane.
Yeah.
Especially with -1/-1 counter synergies and ways to remove counters from your own creatures.
Yes, the ways to remove counters, because if you're blighting your stuff, then the Persist won't work anymore.
Yeah. And yeah, beginning of your first main phase, pay a white and flip it back. This seems bonkers.
I think if your opponent doesn't answer this and you do have black mana, you flip it and you attack with everything and your combat is amazing. Like, amazing that your opponent's down 5 life from this flyer that's really hard to block.
Yeah.
And then all of your guys come back.
Yeah, this is a very, very good Baneslayer. Even when you cast it, you can rebate the mana with the Convoke when it comes down.
Although I will say that creature spells having Convoke, I don't think is super relevant at 5. I think if you flip this, even if you just play it as a 5 mana 5/5 flying lifelink, that's Baneslayer for you.
Yeah. It is notably, it's an elemental that's not in the elemental color pairing.
It's still
not
a
in
relevant creature type.
It's still a relevant creature type. It's not in any color pairing if you're paying the black.
True.
But it's 1 black pip, it's easy to splash, and you'd still feel fine casting it on its just front side.
If I was playing blue-red elementals, I would start taking Ways of Finding Planes, and I would just smash this. I genuinely...
Yeah, this seems nuts.
I think it's shot time.
Yeah, alright. I'll set it up for you, and you go.
I feel like this card was designed to have a shot taken when it gets played. Like it says when this enters the battlefield, target opponent takes a shot, and then they also lose.
Yeah, commiserations. Sorry, I shouldn't make you giggle while you're taking that.
Yeah. Just made the really burning alcohol go up my nose. That's fine.
Oh, delightful.
I got a bit on my hand, but it just evaporated like hand sanitizer. It's really taking me back to the COVID years.
We've got a slightly more reasonable creature in Encumbered Regery. 2 mana, 5/4 Merfolk Soldier. It's not just a wall of stats though, because it does enter with 3 -1/-1 counters on it. So it comes in as a 2/1. When it becomes tapped while it has a -1/-1 counter on it, remove a counter from it. This is already, I mean, I feel like the Merfolk deck is going to want to curve out and beat down.
Yeah.
They're also, spoilers, are Merfolks that care about tapping and untapping other permanents.
Because their mechanic is Convoke.
So you have, true, Convoke as well. So you have other good ways of getting the counters off of it without even having to get it into the red zone if you're not ready to do that yet.
You can play we'll see if there are 4 mana Convoke spells. If there are 5 mana Convoke spells and you played a 1-drop, then this also works really well.
Yeah.
Then it could be attacking for the first time as a 4/3 on turn 4.
Yeah. At least a 4/3, because you could have played a Lord by then.
You could have, yeah.
Yeah, this seems like a big chunk of meat, and I'll be very happy to play it in a lot of Merfolk decks.
We're also living in this fire design world, though, where having no other texture in combat other than stats does kind of put a big damper on it. Just having stats may not be enough. I think black-white is kind of doesn't have a creature type associated, but it's kind of the blight deck.
Yeah.
And I think this is quite good for this, because you can get up to 5/4, blight 1 onto it when you need to,
and then it just stays at 5/4, and you've got something that's eternally giving you the blight payoff.
Definitely, if I see this on the other side of the battlefield, I'll be trading off with it early, or I'll just be throwing a removal spell at it decently quickly.
Which is already pretty good for a 2-drop to be doing.
Yes, that is true, but it has no other impact on the board.
Yeah,
so I'll feel good throwing a removal spell at it.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
I'm happy to put this in the B+, B, A-, around that area.
Yeah. I'm happy to say either B+ or B.
Yeah. Let's check it in B for now.
Yeah.
Just to be a little bit more on the...
Yeah, I agree it is just stats.
Yeah.
But it is a lot of stats, and it does play quite well with a bunch of different things.
It is, yeah.
Alright, moving on to the next one. Evershrike's Gift. 1 white mana for an enchantment aura. Enchant creature, and it gives it +1/+0 and flying. For 1 and a white, you blight 2, and you get to return this card from your graveyard to your hand. Activate only as a sorcery.
Okay, so it's a Griff Spoon.
That immediately reads as better than this, and in order to get this back, you do have to shrink your board.
Although, the main thing about Griff Spoon was the cost for 4 mana was quite a lot, obviously. But this you can get... Well, you need a creature on board to get back. Blighting 2 is...
Blighting 2 is quite big.
It can be,
I think that I'm not very high on this.
There was Feather Flight or something from
Bloomburrow. That draws a card on ETB, though.
Yeah, and it still wasn't as exciting as it felt like it should have been.
Yeah.
So I feel like this kind of effect has gone down a lot, especially as flying used to be a lot rarer than it is now.
There's also there's a lot of decent reach creatures.
It's really easy to tap reach onto things now. Cards other than just some dorky green cards have reach now. Flying is not as good as it used to be.
Yeah, give any creature a bow and arrow and they'll just say reach.
Because otherwise they're going to get so much hate mail.
Exactly.
Catcher has a fucking bow and arrow. Why doesn't it have reach?
You fools. I would argue for C-, honestly.
Yeah, I'll cop that.
Yeah. Look, it's kind of close. I could see a deck where you're like really trying to be aggressive and curve out, but you're already pouring and drinking the shot. So I think that we just move on with our lives.
It's too late for that one.
Yeah. I'm happy putting it at C-. I think that a lot of the time this will not make the cut. Blighting 2 is such a high cost to get it back.
I think I'd be okay with it in sideboard against an opponent who has demonstratedly had no flying or reach. Flock Imposter. 2 and a white, Changeling, Flash. Okay, so it's your standard like Griff Protector is that fills in that slot of a 3-mana 2/2 flash flyer that when it enters, it returns a creature you control to its owner's hand. So we've been seeing this since Midnight Hunt had the Griff Protector, and then we've been seeing a lot more of these like flash creatures that pick something up as they and fly as well.
Yeah, this is a good rate. This is a very good rate.
Yeah, the cards have been pretty passable. Depending on the rest of the set, the 3-mana, like I think the weakest was the 3/1, the Mischievous Pup from LCI. It was a 3/1. It didn't fly. It also wasn't a relevant creature type. This goes back to flying. It has very relevant creature type, no matter which way you cut it.
And like you don't have to return anything. You can just flash this in as a surprise blocker.
You can, although we've seen the 3-mana 2/2 flyer has gone. Its market share has gone.
It's kind of gone the way of the dodo. Yeah. Like Iguana Parrot from Avatar.
No offense, Bon.
Yeah, sorry.
He probably sounds like little record scratches in the background of this recording because baby budgies sound like squeaking balloons. If you rub a balloon or whatever,
Just wait for after this recording session. We'll be rubbing the budgie.
Yeah, the static cling. All right.
Yep.
So Falcon Pasta. I don't like that it looks like it's a flightless bird and it has flying. I'm sure some new player is going to get got by that.
That's true. Yeah.
Look, these cards are decent curve fillers. You don't expect to play them on turn 3 unless you're playing quite a slow reactive deck or has some really good
ETBs that you want to recur. There's not that many fantastic 2-mana ETBs going around necessarily.
No, this tends to be more like a multi-spell turn later in the game.
Or save something from removal.
Yes, yeah. So it's something you're happy to see later to finish some stuff off, get some extra triggers, but not amazing. I'd put this in B+.
I'm happy to say flat B.
Yep. I'm almost always playing it, but it will be cut if have a really strong deck.
Yeah, that seems very reasonable.
I would never splash for it.
No, that seems unreasonable.
Yeah.
Moving on. You want to take this one?
Sure. Gallant Foul Knight, 3 and a white, so Kithkin Knight. When this creature enters, creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. Kithkin creatures you control also gain first strike until end of turn, and that's attached to a 3/4 body. Right. I'm not sure how to evaluate this one, to be honest.
Antheming on ETB is something that happens a non-zero amount of the time.
Yeah.
First strike is a really strong ability to give to your Kithkin army if you have enough of them.
Typically, this would be on like a 3/3 body, but give an additional point of toughness. That toughness could be quite relevant here, except that the Kithkin also gain first strike.
I think the first strike really bumps the needle on this for me. Makes the attack much more threatening.
That's fair. You have to have a critical first shot of Kithkin. I think my primary concern is that if all of your Kithkins are these 1/1 tokens from Clatchan Festival, they're still not good attackers.
Yeah.
They'll only be 2/1s. Like
they still get blocked very easily by X3s.
They may not trade, but they may eat something of a higher toughness. But I'm not sure. I think if this was +1/+1, I'd be very happy with this.
Yes. I do think, you do have to be a Kithkin deck to really want to play this, because otherwise it is just a bit of a frumpy dude.
Yeah.
No offense to the chicken you rode in on, but
that's a quite hefty chicken.
It's the proportions.
It's pretty girthy.
Truly astound. They must have been prepping it for quite some time. I think somewhere in C tier is definitely right for this.
Yeah, C+ until further notice.
We've got our eye on you. Depends on how good the other Kithkin are, I suppose.
Yes, that's it. If I knew more about the other Kithkin, I'd be happy to say, but historically Kithkin are relatively small.
Yeah. Alright, let's ship it on to the next. Gold Meadow Nomad.
Here's a Kithkin, and it's small.
It is. It's 2 Kithkins in 1, actually. A 1-mana 1/2 Kithkin Scout, and for a white, you can exile it from your graveyard to make a 1/1 green and white Kithkin creature token at sorcery speed.
Okay. So we have seen effects like this before. I'm thinking like Ikadrinka from March of the Machines, and that was a card that looked really innocuous. Like it doesn't trade very well. It's not a huge amount of stats, but this is a relevant creature type. It makes a second relevant creature type, and that Ikadrinka didn't look good, and then it turned out in the right deck to be very good.
Yeah, this is like very, very cheap mana-wise to deploy and activate.
They're just not allowed to have any 1-mana creature with 1 toughness anymore.
No.
I swear, since they printed Renin 6...
Yeah, Renin 6 and Bowmasters X1s have gone the way of the dodo.
Soft banning all X1s.
Yeah.
Except for Ragavan.
Yeah, Ragavan, Esper Sentinel, you two can stay.
Ragavan has haste. So.
That's true. Ragavan does everything.
This may not be quite as good as I want this to be a Thraben Inspector, make a clue or something. This is not as powerful as making a clue because you do need your body to die first, and it may not even trade in combat because it only has 1 power.
Yeah, if there's a really good Kithkin Lord, then I want as many of this as I can jam into my deck.
True, although unfortunately the Foul Knight I think is still not good enough with this.
Yeah, you would want Foul Knight plus like something else just on the curve, so... If there's a 2-mana Kithkin Lord of some variety, and you can just smack in with this for 2, that would be fantastic. If we see that, huge.
If there's a sacrifice theme using bodies, I guess Blight uses bodies as resource. This takes 2 counters on it, and then a 3rd. This takes 3 counters on it.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the way to evaluate it.
Yeah, I think this can play very well with a lot of different things.
I'd be pretty happy to blight this 1 as a 0/1, soak up 4 or 5 damage with a chump, and then make a new 1/1 and blight again.
That seems pretty good.
Or you said green-black was the graveyard. If there's a
Yes.
little bit of self-mill or something, if there's a
if you can just pay a white randomly to get a token out of the graveyard. If you can be Abzan graveyard shenanigans.
I think there's a cash grab variant that mills 4 and puts a permanent into your hand. So if you milled this one
That's
over,
right,
in a white-green deck, I reckon this could be decent. It's the kind of thing that you may not actually want to see in your hand. You may just want to mill it over, but...
Yeah. I would still say somewhere in C tier is right, because there's only so much impact that a 1-drop can have.
I'd put it above the Gallant Foul Knight.
Yeah, that's totally reasonable for me. I also think that this is maybe more exciting than...
C+ or B-?
We'll go top of C+. Okay. Maybe. Yeah. All right.
I am so ready to be proven wrong on that one.
That one could definitely be way better. Yeah. Keep Out is the next one. 2-mana instant, choose 1, deals 4 damage to target tapped creature or destroy target enchantments.
Flexible. That's kind of your standard rate for a 2-mana white removal spell these days.
Yep. I dig it.
I wouldn't be too unhappy to play one of these. 2 of these, maybe less so. Creature does have to be tapped, so it doesn't have to have attacked. You can get Merfolk that Convoked, but then if it has Vigilance, then you're just never getting it.
Yeah.
I don't know how relevant the enchantment removal will be yet. I feel like not super.
Yeah, potentially. I don't know. I mean, Klaxon Festival we've already seen is a really strong payoff enchantment, but I could definitely see the target enchantment thing just being flavor text. You'll definitely be dealing 4 way more often. But when enchantment does come up on this, you will feel very, very excited that it did.
I think I'm okay to put this in C+ above the Foul Knight.
Yeah.
But I don't know, probably below the Nomad, personally.
I like that as well. We're seeing enough that maybe we can even bump the Foul Knight down to just C tier.
I reckon so, yeah.
Alright, get back. Get back. What if it goes down to C- upon further inspection? What happens then?
Yeah, have I discovered a way of circumventing the shot rules by moving it down afterwards? We'll figure that out.
Yeah,
we'll bump it down.
Yeah, okay. We'll figure it out. Alright, next up we've got Kin Binding.
This is one of the few rares I have seen.
This is also one of those enchantments that we might be worried about. He's prepping it. 5-mana enchantment. Creatures you control get +X/+X, where X is the number of creatures that entered the battlefield under your control this turn. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, create a 1/1 green and white Kithkin creature token. Yeah, this is nuts. It's just a wood in a can. Yeah, it's gotta be.
I reckon this almost could be higher than Urdu because it's so much harder to.
I could see it honestly.
Unless your opponent has been clever and put in these keep outs. I genuinely think this is going to be the best white card in the whole set.
It seems really
baseline. Good. It's a 5-mana 2/2 that pumps your team by 1 on the first turn.
And then every other turn it's the same thing.
Assuming you don't die, assuming your opponent doesn't remove it, and even if they do, you're still left with the 1/1 that pumped your team for 1, then it's probably going to be giving your team +2 or +3 every other turn, because it's for each creature that entered the battlefield this turn.
Yep.
Not just the one that it makes.
Yeah. That's really good.
I think that's the kind of engine that will just, if you make it to 5 mana, you'll power through the rest of the game with it. Your opponent will be on the chumps for the rest, and that's it.
Let's not even think about the potential ramifications of being in a Kithkin deck with this. Let's not even go there.
Which is what it's there for.
Yeah, apparently. You put this in anything.
It could go great in a Convoke deck where you use the Kithkin to convoke multiple bodies. Look, that card's just bonkers. Let's move on.
Yeah, okay. Over to another Kithkin in Kinsbale Aspirant.
Okay.
1 mana 2/1 Kithkin Citizen. As an additional cost to cast this spell, behold a Kithkin or pay 2. Bringing it back. Of course, to behold, you either choose a Kithkin you control or reveal one from your hand. And whenever another creature you control enters, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. This is a lot of meat for a 1 mana creature.
So normally I'd evaluate this as, what are the odds that you'd have another Kithkin in hand? Because typically that's what they used to do. But the actual text on Behold does include controlling a Kithkin now.
Yep.
Sure, you won't control a Kithkin on turn 1.
But it's pretty... On turn 1, you've got a full grip.
This feels really good with that Gold Meadow Nomad. You can either lead with a Nomad and play this by beholding it, or you can... If you have this in your opening hand, you behold your Nomad from hand, and then play the Nomad and
get in for 3.
Yeah, get in for 3. This definitely looks like it's put for the constructed Kithkin decks. I'm not saying that Kithkin will take over standard or anything, but I'm saying that Wizards likes printing cards for people who are not serious pro players as well.
Yeah, as somebody who has played some standard RCQs recently, I will agree with the general assessment that Kithkin, the deck full of X1s, is not going to make an impact on the standard format where Izzet Lessons, which is currently playing a bunch of Iros demonstrations, is one of the best things to be doing.
But we're talking about these in terms of limited.
Yeah. For limited, I quite like this. You do have to be quite aggressive in order to really get the meat out of having such a well-started body.
Even if you imagine it as a 3 mana 2/1 with another creature ETBs that gets +1/+1, it's not great. It's actually that's pretty awful. I think
you do want to have to behold the Kithkin in order to really make this playable.
Yes, although if I'm curving out and I have nothing else on 3, I'd be happy to drop this on 3 and then 2 creatures on turn 4 and still attack for 4.
Yeah.
So it's not stone unplayable later in the game, but. You do want to have a Kithkin in hand. I think for the dedicated Kithkin decks, this will be a pretty crucial piece.
For other decks, probably much less so.
Although non-Kithkin creatures do trigger its +1 ability.
And if you have changelings, that does give you overlap.
That is true, actually. This is what I'm saying about the changelings, is that will almost always make a card.
Yeah. I think this is fine.
Yeah.
I'm not, like... If I pick up a deck that has a bunch of these... Like, in multiples...
Oh, true.
This is very scary.
Once the first one's down, your next 2 cost 1.
It is an uncommon. So the odds of drafting a deck that has this many Kinsbale aspirants is pretty low.
Yeah. Top of C+? B-?
I'm happy to go top of C+ for now.
Okay.
I think that there is definitely a deck where it really, really shines. The Kithkin deck is obviously that deck.
Yeah.
But... maybe I'm talking myself into putting it into B-.
I'm happy with top of C+.
Okay.
We have a lot of cards to get through.
That's true. All right, let's move
this will be two-parters.
Yeah, Kinscare Sentry. Oh, this one's messed up. It's a Kithkin Soldier, 1 and a white for a 2/2 with First Strike and Lifelink. When it attacks, you may put a creature card with mana value X or less from your hand onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking, where X is the number of attacking creatures you control.
A reference to that other Kithkin that puts soldiers into play, I think.
Yes.
Preeminent Captain.
Yep, that's the one. That card is weirdly expensive as well.
It's a nice aggressive thing. I guess it puts a 1-drop into your hand into the battlefield turn 3, which is not great. Tapped and attacking, it'll probably just get eaten.
Yeah.
But the First Strike Lifelink, even if you don't trigger its ability, yes, Bon.
Yeah.
He thinks it's a very good card.
No, look, Bon just wants to get in. That's all that's on that little guy's mind. Like, the body is already, like, fairly reasonable, though. Like, a 2-mana First Striker Lifelink in a deck that wants to be aggressive. When you're able to untap with this...
2 mana, 2/1s with First Strike were already pretty decent.
Yeah, and this is a 2/2.
And has lifelink.
It's
going to be good against any token strategies. If they have -1 counters on their creatures.
I feel like this is quite strong in limited, but not like a stone cold bomb.
Yeah, okay.
It's a dude. It gets in. It's a very well statted dude. It will play very well in the kinds of decks that like having well statted dudes and beating in, like again the Kithkin deck, but
it goes really well with that +1/+0 on flying.
Yep.
A minus, B plus.
B plus is maybe. Yeah, somewhere in A minus or B plus, I think is right.
Yeah.
Let's.
I think a deck that curves out can use this to win, but seeing this later in the game, it has to attack to get its own trigger, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's whenever this creature attacks, and it will just die to a shock.
It will.
Or
a 3 toughness creature.
That is true. I'm happy to say B plus on this.
Okay.
We've got Kithkeeper.
6 and a white, elemental, vivid. When this creature enters, create X/1/1 green and white Kithkins, where X is a number of colors among permanents you control. And you can also tap 3 untapped creatures you control to give this creature +3/+0 and flying until end of turn.
Big top end to your 5-color nonsense piles.
Yeah.
Board in a can. Jumping this makes it a very scary clock. It's like 6 power flyer. It is a lot of mana though for this effect.
It's a lot. I'd much rather be having Curious Colossus here. I actually don't think this is going to be... In older sets, I'd say this is where you want to top your curve. You want to dump this and then use this to win. But I honestly don't know if this will be enough. I reckon Vivid's going to be putting 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, I think you want 3 off of this Vivid trigger.
In a dedicated Vivid deck, you may be able to get 4 or 5 out, but I just don't think that's particularly likely.
Yeah.
You can splash this in another deck. You can have the 1 white and just curve top if you want to.
Yeah,
really
like some sort of Sultai deck that is then just...
And this could be a 9/3 flyer. So if you attack with it, it could kill your opponent.
Yeah. It seems kind of okay to me.
Yeah.
Like, it obviously has applications in these slower grindier decks, but we've already looked at a lot of cards that can turn the corner quite quickly. I think that these 5-color piles could potentially come under pressure.
I don't want to tap 6 creatures to try and kill my opponent, and they just deal 4 damage to target tapped creature when I attack with this, and then my whole board is tapped down and I get nothing through.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty brutal.
I'm not super high on this, but it may be a finisher in some decks.
Do we want to just put it at C then?
Just regular C?
Regular
Probably
C.
above Gallant Foul Knight.
Yeah, I would say so. But like, there's a lot of decks where you're not playing this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there will be decks that are happy to play it. There will be decks that aren't.
We'll see. Alright, Liminal Hold.
Yeah.
3 and a white enchantment. When this enchantment enters, exile up to 1 target non-land permanent an opponent controls until this enchantment leaves. You gain 2 life.
Decent. 4 mana's a lot for an O-ring, but gaining life is really good.
Yeah.
It's giving me Shades of Faith's feathers.
It's very clean. It hits any non-land permanent, so it's not like I think Murder's at Color of Mana had this effect, but it could only target creatures. It even gained the 2 life, and that was crazy. Even in a set where everything had Ward 2, that was still, you really wanted one of those.
Yeah, you definitely want a copy of this in your white X decks.
It's not too difficult to splash either because it's 3 and a white. So by turn 4, you may have found that one.
Yep.
It seems that there may be enough bombs in the set that you will want to be able to remove a non-land permanent specifically.
Yep. We've seen some non-land permanents that we'd really like off the board as soon as possible.
Oh yeah, but being 4 mana, it's just not Banishing Light, and Banishing Light's not as good as it used to be because of all the ETBs.
That's true. You are, like, already losing a lot of value by the time you've tapped out to cast this, or borderline tapped out to cast this. And is 2 life enough of a buffer against basically using your whole turn at sorcery speed to get rid of some kind of important threat?
Yeah, not really. I'd put this in B or B minus, honestly.
I'm happy to say B minus on it. I do think the 4th mana matters a lot.
If you're drafting, I suspect this may, if you see this in a pack in your first 3 picks, it may wheel back to you. I think it's not too urgent to pick up.
Yeah, I have a pretty bad habit of overvaluing removal and limited, and then ending up with a pile of removal and creatures that do nothing. Yeah.
The only decks that I have that win are when my removal was also a creature, like a Flame Tongue Gabu.
Yeah, it turns out the 2-for-1s are good.
Yes.
More at 7.
Funny that.
Meander's Guide.
7-for-1.
Oh my god.
Meander's Guide, 2 and a white, Merfolk Scout. When this creature attacks, you may tap another untapped merfolk you control. Not merfolk creature, just any merfolk. When you do, return a creature with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield.
This seems quite decent. A 3/2 does get eaten pretty easily in combat if you're not able to get in with this cleanly. And I do suspect that board states will get gummed up in a set where creature types matter. Both players will want to have as many creatures in play as possible to take best advantage of those kindred payoffs as they can. Tapping any permanent with the merfolk type is quite strong. We've already seen merfolk that like to be tapped for other effects.
So I think the ideal way that this plays out is you play a 2-drop, you attack with it, it trades with their 2 or 3-drop. You play this. Then on turn 4, you play any merfolk, you attack with this, especially a merfolk that gets a benefit from being tapped. You return your 2/2 to the battlefield, and then this hits them. Realistically, I think this is coming down on turn 3. You may not even have had something on turn 1 or 2. If you did, it may still be alive.
Yeah.
This attacks, it trades with a creature, you didn't get a trigger off it. Is the world that I'm seeing most of the time.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just like difficult to maneuver the board state into a position where attacking with this and getting the trigger is all upside.
They do loop with each other because it's mana value 3 or less.
That is true.
Which all of the other effects like this don't return themselves. They're all the 3 mana creatures that return 2 drops or 4 mana creatures that return 3 drops. They don't do that. So,
but like the Kinsbale Aspirant we saw before, this is an uncommon, and so the odds that you're going to find multiple copies and get them in rotation to cycle around like that
and
are
you
lower.
have to have a merfolk permanent you're willing to tap down every turn.
Yep.
I think this is fine, but because it's on attack trigger rather than whenever it becomes tapped, and it costs the other merfolk to tap, I think it's a bit lower in my estimation. If it was a 3/3, I'd really like what this is doing.
Yeah, but the 3/2 dies really easily in combat.
It trades down very easily.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of 2Xs already. So there's yeah. Okay. Somewhere in C tier, I think, is where this guy belongs.
Yeah. I'd honestly put it below Keep Out.
Yeah.
But
above Kithkeeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just on the benefit of being 3 mana.
It's a 3 mana on type creature. Yeah, I'm happy to say that. Moonlight Lamenter up next. 3 mana 2/5 enters with a -1/-1 counter on it. 1 and a white, remove a counter from this creature, draw a card, activate only as a sorcery, and it is a Treefolk Cleric.
I'm not gonna pour a shot because I don't think this is like A+.
But
I
it is.
do think
really
it's gonna be bonkers.
In the Blight deck specifically, this is so much value.
In that black-white, you can load up to 4 counters on this, and it enters with only 1.
Yeah.
Like, it enters as a 1/4. And next turn, you're almost always going to make it a 2/5, and then you can even play a 2-drop the same turn. Like, hold up a Keep Out or something.
Yeah, this seems
not
really,
that your opponent
really
would want to attack into this ever.
Yeah, it's a wall, dude.
Yeah, for 3 mana, this just stops your opponent from getting in profitably for a really long time.
Yeah, I think somewhere in A tier is where I would put this. This card seems really good.
Yeah, better or worse than Clashland Festival?
I think it's maybe a touch worse.
I feel like both of them have their decks, and obviously they're going to play better in their specific decks.
But Clashland Festival being able to poop out the guys at instant speed, I think, is a big marker in its favour.
As a pack 1, pick 1, which one would you take?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because the Moonlit Lamenter needs less around it, I think, to be good. Because,
yeah, it's just good on rate.
But it's also not a relevant creature type, so it doesn't mean that you can then build a creature type deck around it.
I think the best Clashland Festival deck is better than the best Moonlit Lamenter deck. But that's not necessarily to say that... I mean, speaking right now, if I had the opportunity to open up a bunch of packs and I see these two in the same pack, I would pick the Clashland Festival to figure out how nuts we could go on Kithkin.
Yes. I also, like, it pushes you into the Kithkin colours, whereas Moonlight Lamenter, I feel, pushes you into black-white, because that's the blighting colours.
Yes, so it doesn't give you the opportunity to do kindred stuff, but, whatever. I'll
maybe slightly worse than the Clashland Festival, but this is a really close one.
Yeah.
I do think this is a very good card.
Are we saying better than Curious Colossus? Or...
Yeah, I'd take this over Curious Colossus.
That's fair. Curious Colossus is 7 mana, yeah.
Maybe the Colossus will wheel.
Yeah, surely.
The Lamenter will not.
Yeah, that's true. I'm happy to put it...
a shame because I do think Curious Colossus is like an A+ if you cast it. The trick is surviving to cast it.
Yeah, that's really tricky. Let's say I'm gonna be feisty and say above Festival.
I just realized that our A+ tier is not actually visible with our faces in front of them.
No, that's devastating.
Do we want to move our face camera to the right-hand side?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. I'll put this here. I'll move our faces.
There we go.
Is that lined up?
Yeah, that's lined up.
Oh my god, I'm so good. Yeah, and then we'll move ourselves back to the left once we've done a little bit more of this.
I also feel like the lands are not going to be hitting A+.
That's true. You may or may not be correct. Morning Tide's Light, another mythic. 3 and a white for a sorcery. Exile any number of target creatures. At the beginning of next end step, return them to the battlefield tapped under their owner's control. Until your next turn, prevent all damage that would be dealt to you. Exile it.
Yeah, it's the One Ring. Gives you a turn of fog for 4 mana.
Unlike the One Ring, this does not draw you any cards.
and
also doesn't stay around and continue to draw you more cards.
And you can be targeted by spells and abilities.
Yeah, so like you just cast this and then...
I don't like this card much.
I also don't like it. You need to have some really good ETBs to think about putting this in.
You need the fog because your creatures enter taps, so they won't be able to block.
Yeah.
But this is I want this to be instant.
Yeah.
Down the hatch.
God's drunkest soldier. You're doing great work. Let's just
go
go
on.
on.
It a bit different.
That's not a good sign.
I think that's my taste buds dying. All right.
Okay. Personify. 1 and a white for an instant. Exile target creature you control,
Okay,
then return it to the battlefield and make a 1/1 shapeshifter.
I have seen this card.
This is really good.
That looks bonkers.
That
looks nuts.
I actually want to play this in 7-point. I think that
okay.
there's like I'm interested in building some sort of elementals deck that flickers things out and then makes another elemental, like with Risen Reef.
Flicker on
Risen Reef.
Flickering on that.
Flickering Omnath, dude. Ooh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. This
seems insane.
In terms of limited, it saves a creature from a spell, which for 2 mana,
that's kind of baseline. You wouldn't just play that on its own.
No.
To play 2 mana save something from a spell.
Although sometimes we used to play 2 mana to get exile something and then have it come back at the end step, but that's because it could also remove your opponent's blockers. In this case, it comes back straight away and it can only target your own creatures.
Yeah, but giving you an on-type body afterwards.
My main complaint is that you do need a creature on board. You can't flash a 1/1 out and then untap and do something funky with the 1/1.
Yeah, that's true. It does have to have a target in order to cast it.
This is one hell of a trick. You can untap a tapped creature, essentially, and make a 1/1 blocker if your opponent thinks that they're attacking in for free.
And I think the upside here is really high.
And that changeling is you see how valuable the 1/1 changelings are? That's
why
Creep
it's
Swamp
tying
is
together
bad.
so many different ideas that we're looking at. And we're still only looking at the white cards. There's an entire 4/5 of the color pie that we haven't touched yet.
This feels pretty good. B+?
I like B+ for this.
Top of B? Or?
Top of B, actually.
Top of B, okay.
Yeah, because I think that there are going to be board states where you cast this and it's going to put you so far ahead.
And there's going to be times when you're already ahead and that card does nothing.
Yeah, but like it can still seal the deal in those spots.
It
like
feels
protecting.
a nice clean design to me.
Yeah, I really like it. Protective response, 2 and a white, convoke, destroy target attacking or blocking creature.
This is strictly better retributive light or whatever, the divine light, whatever exactly the same as this, but it costs white and 1 instead of 2 white.
Yep. This seems really good.
That seems insane.
It's really easy to bluff.
It's like cut short. Your opponent will see you tapped out of mana.
Yeah, they'll never see it coming.
I suspect after their 3rd game...
Then maybe they'll start seeing it coming. Yeah.
Like, you could kind of tell when Cut Short was coming in March of the Machines.
But March of the Machines, Cut Short, only dealt 4, right?
No, it destroyed a tapped creature. A tapped creature or a planeswalker that activated this turn.
Yes.
But it was also at common.
Yeah. This seems really quite good.
This also hits blocking creatures.
Yeah, so it helps you push damage. Although if you're attacking, then it's less likely that the Convoke comes up.
Not Vigilance, but it means that if you spent your turn putting 2 creatures' bodies in play or something. This goes really well with Clash Festival.
Oh, crazy.
This goes really well with Clash Festival.
Oh god, yeah. I don't know. I really like this card.
Once again, conditional though. If your opponent never attacks with the thing that's generating a ton of value, then
yeah, it just sits back.
Yeah.
I'm still happy to put this somewhere in B tier though. Do we want to say like somewhere high on B tier?
Yep.
Below or above Personify?
That's tricky. I think in a vacuum, this is slightly better than Personify. In this set, Personify may be better.
getting the Changeling is actually a pretty huge game.
If this was a Chaos Draft, I'd be taking the Protective Response every time.
Yeah, but this is not a Chaos Draft, Dom.
For the viewers at home, I pretty much only Chaos Draft these days.
Look, and we love you for it.
It's a great time.
I'm going to say a touch below, potentially. I think the upside on a really good Personifier is going to blow some people out.
If you protect your Erdu, Carrier of Dawn.
It's over.
If you flicker your Curious Colossus after the put bodies with stats into play.
Get out of here. All right.
Okay.
Adept Water Shaper. 3 mana, 3/4 Merfolk Cleric. Other tapped creatures you control have indestructible, and someone's reaching for the bottom once again. We got another A+ in the house. Woo! All of the
bottom of the A+.
Bottom of the A+. It is really good with all of the Convoke spells that we've seen thus far, though.
It's an above rate creature. It makes other creatures indestructible, right? Not itself?
Yeah. I believe so, yes. Other tapped creatures. So you can still tag this, but it's got 4 toughness.
Picture this.
Okay.
Your opponent attacks with 4 creatures into your board of 3/1/1s, and your Adept Water Shaper's tapped. It attacked last time, right? They're like, okay, your 3/4's down. I'm going to attack into your 3/1/1s with my 4 creatures. Okay. You block your 1/1s in front of their creatures. You let their biggest creature go unblocked, and then before damage...
You can invoke out a protective response! No! Oh, God!
Making your creatures indestructible. It's even better if your creatures are like 2/1s or something. And so
and they can trade in combat.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's disgusting. This card's nuts.
It's Dolmen Gate. It's prevent all damage that be dealt to attacking creatures you control.
Yeah, and upside as well, in the Convoke set.
They have to spend their first removal spell on this every time.
Yeah, this is...
And it's a Merfolk, so it's a relevant creature type, and it's got, that's the set.
Yeah.
So if you convoke anything at instant speed, this card is nuts.
Yep.
It's already really good, but with any instant convoke in the deck ever, the threat of convoking it at instant speed.
Yeah, that's kind of correct. Pyrrhic Strike. Yeah, that's right. Use those English words on it.
It's Greek.
Whatever, man.
Yeah.
2 and a white instant. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may blight 2.
Okay, so you don't have to.
You don't have to. Choose one. If this spell's additional cost was paid, choose both instead. Destroy target artifact or enchantment, or destroy target creature with mana value 3 or greater.
Huh.
Very often, you're not going to be blighting this, I think.
No, I don't think you will. And in the cases where you are blighting it, it's because it's really relevant.
Yes.
And when you do blight it,
you're gonna feel great when you do.
I want to have a
the tree.
The tree.
I want the Moonlit Lamenter in play.
Vodka is getting to me.
Good. We started strong.
I want to get that guy in play and then
blight onto him and start drawing cards.
Just destroy some totally irrelevant artifact or enchantment, even my own.
Like a treasure token.
Yeah.
True. It can hit any artifact or enchantment if it's a thing that's already done its job.
Yeah.
Just get it out of here. Give me the counters, dude.
So yeah, that seems pretty good. Especially as this isn't like the other white removal where it relies on your opponent being proactive and their bomb attacking you.
Yeah, it'll at least trade even on mana if you're using it for the remove a creature mode.
Yeah, at least. And typically this will be going for larger.
Yeah, 3 mana is a pretty decent rate. There seems to be enough bombs in the set where you want to be able to just blow up things that are 3 or greater.
Can't wait to get to the finals and be paired against an opponent who has an Eardu and a kin binding and just remove both of them with one uncommon.
Yeah, I think that this will probably tag a lot of what you need it to tag.
Yes.
I think that there's very few situations where I can picture myself having this card in hand and being unhappy about the fact that it's in my hand.
I would first pick this.
Yeah.
I'm happy for a B+ or like a B.
I'm gonna say either top of B or B+.
It does make it better than like Personify and all the other.
Yeah.
I think I'm happy for a B+. I like that. This is one of the... It's not the top uncommon, because I would take it...
But a first pickable removal spell, I would probably take this over Personify, you know what?
Yeah, if I first picked a Moonlit Lamenter, then I am absolutely slamming this as a second pick.
Yeah. I like that. Reluctant Downguard or Doonguard.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's a word that definitely came up in the last Lorwyn set, which came out when I was 9, and so I didn't play it. Because I had no money.
Devastating.
And also didn't know what Magic the Gathering was.
Yeah, I also was not much older than 9 and didn't know what Magic the Gathering was. 3 mana, 4/4, enters with 2 -1/-1 counters on it.
So it's a 2/2.
Yeah, 3 mana, 2/2. Whenever another creature you control enters while it has a -1/-1 counter on it, you remove remove a -1/-1 counter from it.
So practically speaking, it's your classic limited 3-mana 3/3.
Yeah. But it's... I'm not super huge on this.
No.
It's, like, fine to have an above-statted body, but again, it's just stats. In the Blight deck, maybe it gets better.
It takes work to become an above-statted body the first time round. After you start blighting, this does definitely get better. I think this is actually, honestly, it's a very good blocker.
Yeah.
I think most of the time it's not going to be attacking because you're going to have to be playing creatures on your turn and removing the counters from this and then just leaving it up as a 4/4, blighting it on your turn, taking down to 3/3 until it's a 4/4 again. I don't know. It feels like a curve filler in a Kithkin deck, but I'm not super excited to have it.
I think you definitely play this a lot of the time, but
yes.
Yeah, you're never like, oh my god, I've slammed the reluctant Doomguard on the wheel. I'm above the world.
Yeah. The times when it attacks for 4 on turn 4, it's maybe 1 in 5.
Yeah.
If you double body on turn 4. But
yeah. I'm happy to put this somewhere in C tier. Above or below the Foul Knight? What do we think?
I think it's above Foul Knight.
Below Kithkeeper?
Above Kithkeeper, I reckon. Because this
is good in Blight and in Kithkin.
This is a curve filler. A Kithkeeper I'm only taking as a finisher in a deck that I think can make it to 7.
Yes, that seems reasonable to me. It's a much more it's harder to fit into your deck.
If in doubt, take the cheaper card.
Yeah, I dig that. Reese the Evermore, 1 and a white for a 2/2 legendary elf warrior with flash. Whenever it enters another target creature you control, gains persist until end of turn. And then white and tap, remove any number of counters from target creature you control, activate only as a sorcery.
Only as a sorcery. This is a tricky one to evaluate. I think giving something persist in this set, especially if this looks like it's going to go in the blighting deck, I think giving something persist is an interesting spot to be, because your creature may not have -1 counters on it when it dies, but it may also have -1 counters on it, which means that the persist doesn't work.
There's also some removal which hands out -1/-1 counters, which is a double-edged sword to run in the set.
Yes, absolutely.
It does mean that it can stop the persist.
But then it also, you can grant persist to a creature that uses -1 counters as a resource, have it die and come back with another counter on it.
Yeah, there's also some of the creatures that, even though the -1 counters can be used as upsides, are being balanced on the amount of counters they have on them.
If you gave persist to the encumbered Regery, when it re-enters the battlefield, it dies.
Oh.
Because it has enough -1 counters on it to re-enter with 1 toughness, and then the persist gives it 1 more -1 counter, that is, not 1 more toughness.
Delight.
So there may be some creatures where this persist just doesn't actually help.
Yeah, this still seems like a good card, though, to me. I think that being able to save something from a straight-up removal spell is quite decent. It is awkward that, as you said, in the Blight deck, it's not necessarily going to be able to save everything, depending on how you're attempting to use your counters. But if you've, say, for example, been able to draw a card off of a Moonlit Lamenter, and your opponent's like, oh, you've drawn 1 card, I'm not letting you do that again, I'm going to kill it, and you get to Reese, that curves into this.
And if you blight 4 onto it, and you don't have time to take all the counters off it, you can just tap this guy and strip it of all those counters.
Yeah, reset. This seems a little limited in its scope, but also just a 2/2 flash for 2 is not a super exciting body.
No, especially if you never want to play it on turn 2.
You're in the wrong colours to be in an elf deck for the most part as well.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm feeling this is kind of like a B- or a C+.
Yeah.
I'm not super inspired by it.
Would you play this before or after Liminal Hold?
I'd
probably take Liminal Hold over this, yeah.
But we value removal quite right.
That's
I was raised on bread.
Mm.
Bombs, removal, evasive, aggressive drags. This is not a bomb. This is not removal.
Yeah.
Could be a bomb in some circumstances.
I don't really think of this as a bomb. I think of this as like a cool utility guy. Yeah. In which case, I'm thinking maybe we just put it top of C+, honestly.
Yep. Or below C-, B-, whichever.
Yeah. What does the Kingsbale Aspirant do again? Jesus.
Let's put +1/+1 whenever a creature ETB.
I think that Reese might be better than
the Kingsbale, yeah.
Did we overrate the Kingsbale?
No.
Ribbingard's Reflexes. Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains first strike until end of turn. Untap it.
Just seeing how far we've come, this also grants first strike, and it doesn't even feel that good anymore.
Yeah, it's still going to be fine depending on how well your opponent knows the set. Like early days, in pre-release, you just jam this and you get people with it.
I play this in sealed nearly every time.
Yeah. I do agree it's a little unexciting.
+2 and first strike means that it's going to operate as a destroy target attacking creature most of the time. It may save one of your own attacking creatures, but I'm assuming since this is the convoke color, you're kind of untapping but you don't want to convoke creatures and leave mana up. Your opponent knows something's going on then.
Yeah.
Unless it's something that cares about being tapped, I guess.
Yeah, and if your opponent knows what's up, then you're opening yourself up to a potential blowout as well.
This plays very similarly to Keep Out, except I think I'd rather have Keep Out most of the time.
I think I agree with that assessment. Keep Out just seems a little cleaner than this.
I wouldn't even play more than one Keep Out.
Yeah. Okay. I'm happy to put this maybe just top of C.
Yeah. I don't think it's unplayable. I still think there'll be plenty of use cases for this.
Yeah.
Especially in sealed. But
yeah, I think I agree with that. Shore Lurker, 4 mana 3/3 Merfolk Scout with flying, enters Surveyor 1.
Okay, so just Phantom Monster with enough upside, hopefully, that it becomes playable anymore. I think Phantom Monster, we've moved well beyond Phantom Monster in terms of magic. That said, I haven't seen too many flying creatures, but
it's still... Like, this still feels a little bit curve fillery to me.
Yeah.
I mean, you will probably play this if, like, you need playables.
Probably play it over the Foul Knight most times, but the Surveyor 1 doesn't feel impactful, and it doesn't even contribute to the Merfolk tribe kindred theme.
Yeah, I think that I am happy to agree with that and put this in C tier. It's just...
Regular C or even top of C minus? Above or below the Foul Knight?
I think
How much do you think I need another shot?
I think that I'm willing to let you live for a bit longer. We have a lot more to go through.
We have a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
The shots are fairly spaced, I'm fine.
Yeah, no, you're doing
very high tolerance.
You're doing very well.
Lots of practice.
Sorry.
Once again, public service announcement. Do not drink while you're drafting. It impacts your plays, it impacts your drafting ability, it impacts your win rate. Just don't do it, man.
Slumbering Walker. 3 double white. You're the one who's been drinking. 4/7, but functionally a 2/5 because it enters with 2/1/1 counters on it. At the beginning of your end step, remove a counter, and when you do...
Functionally 3/6.
Yeah, 3/6. Return target creature card with power 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Okay, 5 mana 3/6 returns a creature of power 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's pretty good.
Pretty good. Repeatable as well.
I don't think it's like super bomb, but it's not so expensive that I would expect to get this down most of the time.
And when you do get it down, you're almost always going to have something to buy back.
Normally, by this point of the game, you want to have traded off your 2-drops. And if not, then you go to combat, you throw your 2-drop away.
And then you just post-combat jam this.
Yeah, this feels like an A.
Yeah, I think
A minus or an A.
I'm happy to put it either at A minus or A. Maybe... below or above the Colossus?
If I saw both of these in a pack, which you can do because of play boosters,
yeah,
I want the Colossus to be good, but 5 mana compared to 7 mana is a huge deal. I think I'd take the Slumbering Walker over it.
Yeah. Is it possible that we overrated Festival?
It's possible.
I'm happy keeping Festival reasonably high.
Do you want to move it to A minus for like top uncommons?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. It is still really good.
And the Lamenter as well? Or do you just want to put the Lamenter down to bottom of A?
I still think that maybe we do this.
Yep.
I think I prefer Lamenter to Colossus.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll take the Lamenter over the Colossus every time, yeah.
Yeah.
Colossus is really good, though.
Yeah, no, I'm never sad.
If my deck is already geared to ramp, I'm taking the Colossus over the Walker.
Yeah. Spiral into Solitude.
Oh, wow.
1 and a white, enchant creature. Can't attack or block. 1 and a white, blight 1, sacrifice this aura, exile enchanted creature.
Okay, it's pacifism with upside. It removes the creature if it has a static effect that keeps triggering. And the blight 1, most of the time that you're sacrificing this, you'll probably just be refreshing your Lament. So to turn 2, you could put it on a 2-drop. You don't want to be, but you could. Let's say you did.
Yeah.
Then turn 3, you can play your Moonlit Lamenter. Then turn 4, you can remove a counter, draw a card. And you can activate this and put the -1 counter back on your Walker. Meaning that you get another card the following turn. I mean, you're kind of overloaded with cards and you just spend a lot of mana removing a 2-drop, but it is...
You can easily paint pictures where the blight kind of turns this into a very synergistic piece of an engine.
Yeah, like I think at the point that where you're choosing to exile the creature, that Blight 1 is mostly going to be upside if you've built your deck correctly.
And the fact that a Pacifism, which is already a very eminently playable card, can all of a sudden have that kind of upside.
It's going to be similar to Liminal Hold, and that's 4 mana to flat remove something.
I think I prefer this to Liminal Hold because it's cheaper to deploy.
I do as well. Playing that over 2 turns.
Yeah.
And honestly, the -1 counter, even though you have to put it in your end creature, may be better than gaining 2 life in some circumstances.
I kind of feel the same way, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd actually bottom of B or top of B-.
I think bottom of B.
This looks like one of our top commons.
Yeah. What was Flock Imposter again? That was the Flash guy.
Yeah, that can pick a creature up.
I think I prefer this. Even though the Flock Imposter plays really well against
it
in response to the ability
yeah,
as well.
honestly, Flock Imposter probably should be moved down to B-.
Yeah, okay. We want to do Spiral into Solitude here and Flock Imposter above Liminal Hold?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good to me. Sun Dappled Celebrant.
4 and 2 whites, so 6 mana. Convoke, Vigilance, 5/6.
That's a big boy.
That's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward.
A sizable lad. That's kind of it, because the creature types are not the best ones that you'll see.
The very first booster pack of Magic the Gathering I ever opened, it had a Guardian of the Vitu-Ghazi in it, which was a 7 mana 4/7 Vigilance Convoke. So it's just like this. It costs 1 extra green mana. It had 1 less power and 1 more toughness.
How did we feel about that one when we opened it?
Well, I didn't know how to play Magic the Gathering, so I didn't know what Convoke meant.
Yeah. This is the kind of card that, I mean, it outsizes a lot of what we've seen already.
It's one of the biggest creatures we've seen full stop, apart from, like, Curious Colossus.
Yeah, we are in white, which means a lot of what we've seen has been random Kithkin.
That is a fun fact. Before Kaldheim, there were only 3 white creatures at common that had more than 3 power.
Damn.
After Kaldheim, nearly every set has had some version of like a 5 mana or 6 mana 4/4 or 4/5 creature in white. But before then, white just wasn't allowed to have more than 3 power at common. And that was a really huge turning point in design philosophy that I think people just like really didn't notice.
Yeah.
The biggest creatures in white before then were 6 mana 3/7s with Vigilance at common.
Those weenies, they've come so far.
They have. So this is big news for white, but I don't think it matters anymore.
It's fine. Like, I, again, would just put this as some kind of filler creature.
Yeah.
Like, when you slam this, it is going to be big, but it's going to be answered fairly easily.
Yes, it doesn't do anything when it enters.
Yeah, it doesn't buy any value. It's just a guy.
I guess it does attack and block decently, in that we've seen lots of small creatures, but it doesn't have trample, so it's not going to get through chumpers.
I do think that the Vigilance is, does jump the needle on it a little. It is not just a Chungus guy.
No.
Being good on attacks and blocks, forcing awkward attacks and whatnot.
Considering this has Convoke, I wouldn't even call it a curved topper.
Yeah, it's just...
It's probably coming down at turn 5. With that in mind, it comes down a bit... Or turn 4 even, it's a bit higher in my estimation than normally.
Yeah. I don't think it breaks out of C, though.
No.
And...
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
I'm going to say...
I'd honestly be playing Gold Meadow Nomads and Keepouts over this in the common slot.
Totally. I want to play this over Kithkeeper, I think, in a lot of spots.
Probably play it over River Guard's Reflexes, just because it's a creature.
Yeah, okay. Top of C.
It goes in a Merfolk deck, but it's not a Merfolk.
Yeah. It goes in a Kithkin deck as well, probably.
True.
An amount of the time. Thought Weft and Viewer up next. 4 mana 05, Kithkin Advisor. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gets +X until end of turn, where X is the number of Kithkin you control.
That's at least 1.
Yeah, that's true. I think in most spots it's going to be 2. We've seen a lot of Exalted stuff in recent sets, or like things like, for example, Team Avatar, which was a bomb. But this is more mana and it's more specific in terms of its applications.
Team Avatar's benefit was on the flyers for sure. I feel like this wants to go in kind of a go wide Kithkin deck, which just means that kind of throws a 1/1 Kithkin token into your opponent every turn. Which, curving this off a Clatcham Festival feels pretty good. Your Clatcham Festival, if you played a Kithkin on turn 2 as well,
then this is all of a sudden attacking in for +4/+4 starting
which is
from that
huge.
Turn. That is huge, but the festival seems like it's doing the heavy lifting in this.
Yeah, well, yes, absolutely.
I do think that there are a lot of decks where this card will get the opportunity to shine.
This alone on a board, just as a 1/6, is not gonna on the attack is not gonna.
No, it's not gonna cut the mustard. Yeah, I think that there is definite upside here, but the fail rate is certainly...
Even in the dedicated Kithkin deck, I feel like this is more like a curve filler than
Yeah, I think that I'm happy to say that as well. I would probably want to play Keep Out ahead of this.
Yeah.
I'm happy to say
I think there's a bit of a gap between Keep Out and the bottom of C+.
Yeah. Do we want to move this up then?
No.
Okay.
And I don't think we want to move the other two down too much either.
Timid Shield Bearer. 2 mana 2/2, Kithkin Soldier. 4 mana white, creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn.
The one from Avatar that was an ally that had the same effect was a 3/3, which was more powerful than the 2/2.
Yeah.
But it was quite good.
This seems like it will probably be good in the decks that you want to play it in. It's on type.
Yeah.
It's at a good mana value. Comes down early.
Decks that I want to be playing it in, when I'm paying 5 mana, I'm putting a 1/1 Kithkin into play off of Clutch Festival.
That is true. That is true. We keep on coming back to our boy Clutch Festival.
The first thing that we rated, and like,
yeah, I think that card is really good. Shield Bearer. This seems fine.
Yeah, it gives itself +1, so it attacks as a 3 on turn 5 though. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, you ideally have played a bunch of creatures and built up a board.
You want to be pairing this with either go wides or some decent removal.
Yeah, or like a big guy at flash that you can cast if you're like holding this up in combat.
True. It actually makes your opponent's attacks really bad.
Yeah.
Really awkward anyway.
I'm happy to put this somewhere in C+.
Yeah, me too.
Do we want to say once again above Meander's Guide?
Yes, and probably I'd take this over a Thoughtworth Imbuer.
Yeah. Below a Keep Out though.
Yes.
Okay, I dig that.
I know there's technically a sideboard tier here, but I don't.
Let's not mess around with that. Whatever.
Since play boosters have been created, they don't really have cards that are dedicated sideboard.
Yeah. We got a big one next. Planeswalker.
Ooh.
Ajani Outland Chaperone. 1 white for a 3 loyalty Planeswalker. I think we're all gathering where this is going. +1 to make a green and white Kithkin creature token. -2 to deal 4 damage to target tapped creature. And -8, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is your life total. You may put any number of non-land permanent cards with mana value 3 or less from among them onto the battlefield, then shuffle.
Why would you ever -8?
Yeah, you just keep plussing and making guys, or minusing and killing dudes.
Okay,
this just dominates the board really hard.
Once I think about it for a second, no, I still think it's bottom of A+.
Yes.
The turn it comes down is probably killing the only thing that threatens it.
Yeah, or if it's coming down on an empty board state, it's working its way towards inevitability.
If you're on the play, then it ticks up, and then it makes it awkward for your opponent to get in, because if you chump block with your guy, then you can kill whatever attacks.
I think we can put this under the Water Shaper, perchance. It's close
It is
between the two of them.
It's very close.
I feel like Ajani is obviously more flatly powerful, just as a Planeswalker.
Yes.
Water Shaper in the archetypes where it's good in, I think, is
it's
just
a Merfolk, and he's
not so much
he's
so.
for the Kithkin decks.
Yes.
I think for Ajani's flexibility, I might put him one more up, even though the Water Shaper has good stats.
I think I agree with that.
He plays good at offense and defense.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to take my shot, and we're going to move to the next card.
Okay, while you're doing that, Tributary Volta. 2 and a white for a 1/3 flying Merfolk warrior. Whenever it becomes tapped, another target Merfolk you control gets +2/+0 until end of turn, and target Dom screwballs his face until end of turn as well. This is...
I think I bought a bit much.
This is fine.
Another target Merfolk. Okay.
Only being able to target other things is a little awkward.
Just really... yeah, so you want to have played a Merfolk on 2.
2.
Which then means that its toughness is going to be low, and it will trade with something, but it won't.
Yeah, it won't necessarily
probably won't
be able
just
to punch.
eat something.
Yeah.
I think this is quite similar to the kind of effect where it says give another creature flying.
Yeah.
But it can only target Merfolk in this case.
And it's not really jumping the creature, it's just letting it trade.
It does say whenever it becomes tapped. So if you're doing something at instant speed, then you can make blocks weird.
You can also convoke it pre-combat to cast something like, say for example, Our Boy, the Celadron.
True.
And then get the trigger that way.
I think it's decent, but a 3 mana 1/3 flyer.
It's not a great body.
Without another Merfolk, your opponent just kills your other Merfolk, and this thing just does nothing.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. It's pretty low impact on its own. I'm happy to put it. Does this go C+ or C?
C. I think it's lower. I'd put this lower than Meander's Guide.
Yeah.
It
Below
works
the
well with
Celebrant,
Meander's Guide. Funnily enough.
I kind of prefer Big Man.
Yeah, Big Man seems like
Big Man does things.
it's chunky.
He's a chunky lad. And then Riverguard's reflexes.
Big Man is a must answer, actually, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I might put it here personally, below the Riverguard's reflexes.
Yeah, that seems fine.
Like, because this is a pretty decent trick.
It's not a bad trick, that's for sure.
Yeah, and this is just a very easy to neuter dude.
Yes.
Okay. Wonderbrine Preacher. 1 and a white Merfolk Cleric. Whenever it becomes tapped, you gain 2 life, and it's a 2/2.
I think this thing is actually a lot better than it looks.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically a life-linking bear, and those are pretty good.
And the decks that want it playing something on turn 2 is going to be really important. So having access to this low-curve creature.
We've seen a bunch of merfolks already that really want you to be able to play out bodies on 2.
Yep.
This will be a very easily accessible
like the Meander's Guide that wants you to trade your creatures off. This thing's great.
Yeah, buys you a little bit of benefit. Even taps to the guide to just gain your life for no good reason.
Passive 2 every turn. It's a pretty good way of fighting a Kithkin deck. Is just gain 2 every turn.
I'd be happy to put this somewhere in C+. Okay, yeah, I dig that.
Just keeping your curve low with aggressive creatures seems important.
Wonderbrine Trapper. 1 mana 2/1. 1 and tap another untapped creature you control, tap target creature and opponent controls. This is nuts.
So reserve this and another creature
and
remove
tap down
target opponent's best creature every turn.
Get whatever benefits you get for tapping things.
Gain 2 life every turn.
This seems really good.
And if your opponent doesn't do anything, it can get 2 to 6 damage in the first few turns.
Yeah, it's just an overstated body in addition to that really, really good ability.
It's really good early. It's
really
late.
Good
it's a little bit annoying, but if you untap with it late, it's still it's very good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a very high pick for me.
Yeah,
I want to put it somewhere in the Bs.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's. I think over Hold and Flock Imposter.
Yeah.
It's also like an on type body.
It is,
and
yes, that's true.
Above rate stat wise as well. I think that there's a lot to like here.
Yes, there is.
I kind of want to go.
I think it's better than the Encumbered Readery. I honestly think the Encumbered Readery is not as good as Spiral into Solitude.
Yeah. Do we want to put this B minus?
Yeah, maybe top of B minus.
Yeah.
Although, as we've just talked about, chunkiness does count for something. So if it makes it to 5/4, it will be trading with 2 bodies.
You know what helps make it to 5/4? The Trapper.
That's true, actually.
That's kind of sick.
Yeah.
They curve into each other for a really good beatdown curve, plus just being able to tap things down.
Yeah, you can get like 5-7 damage in the first couple turns, and then start removing your opponent's best creature.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Hey. Below Protective Response, though, I think.
I think Protective Response is just quite good.
Yeah, but I'm very high on that. And then we've got a Winnowing.
Oh.
4 white sorcery Convoke. For each player, you choose a creature that player controls, then each player sacrifices all other creatures they control that don't share a creature type with the chosen creature they control.
That's a mouthful.
That
each
is a mouthful.
Player, you choose a creature that player controls. Each player sacrifices all other creatures they control that don't. So if your opponent has 2 creatures that share a type and 1 that doesn't, you choose the one that doesn't and kills the other 2.
Yes. And if you're a deck that cares about a certain kindred type, then, like, say, for example, Merfolk or Kithkin, you convoke this out and you save your board and you kill probably half of your opponent's creatures.
Probably, depending on how well they built their deck.
And depending on how many changelings they have as well, because changelings automatically insulate versus this.
Correct. Changelings will never die to this, in fact.
This is kind of medium to me, honestly.
I don't love it.
Yeah, it's, like, obviously the ceiling is quite high. But the odds that your opponent is giving you an easy choice of, like, what to get rid of...
If your opponent's deck is built well, then this may only kill 1 or 2 creatures, and you'll have had to have tapped a couple of things to do it.
Yeah.
Which means that you're open to those creatures that survived getting in.
Yeah. It's still at least a C+, I think.
Yeah, but I'm honestly a bit reluctant to put it any higher than that.
Yeah. No, it's not a slam dunk. That's for sure.
It's not a true board wipe. And you have to have built your deck in a very specific way to make this one good.
Yeah, I think it's easier to build a deck where Winnowing is, like, fine to cast for you. But it's also very easy for a creature that your opponent controls to be scary and to potentially live this.
Yes.
And, like, 4 mana, kill 1 or two things.
You want your opponent to be playing one of those mythic elementals in a non-blue-red deck. And then this is just 6 mana convert, kill 1. I'm actually like top of C+, maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm not impressed by this.
We've got Appeal to Urdu next. 3 and a white.
Downvote. Sorry, carry on. But I just read this card and I don't like it.
Yeah, no, I also don't like it. Convoke 1 or 2 target creatures that gets +2/+1 until end of turn.
So it's actually going to be a defensive trick more often than an offensive trick.
Defensive tricks are just inherently so much worse as
yeah,
well.
because if you're attacking, it's paying 4 mana to give 2 creatures +2/+1. You're probably not convoking it, and it's not giving your whole team +2/+1, which is what you want for 4 mana.
Yeah.
And you also don't want to rely on
+2/+1 on defense is also really quite poor.
Yeah.
You know, like the toughness boost is unlikely to let your creatures survive the combat.
Makes 2 trades instead of 2 things.
Making 2 trades is really quite bad. I'm quite low on this. C-.
C-. Which one's it? I think this is worse than Everstrike. Everstrike's Gift has a place.
Yeah, I think I agree. I really don't want this card in my deck.
I'm going to try to speak in full sentences, but...
If you've got to take bits, I'll take it.
Coherency isn't guaranteed.
Bark of Doran up next.
I love that guy.
1 and a white. He's a cool dude. Equipment. Equipped creature gets +0/+1. As long as equipped creature's toughness is greater than its power, it assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. Equip for 1.
So most of the time, it's going to give +1/+1.
Only if the
creatures are symmetrical.
If the creatures are symmetrical stat line, 2 mana +1/+1 equip 1 is like
bad.
Yeah, pretty middle of the road. And I think that there's a lot of situations where that's all it's doing.
White does have tree folks. We saw a couple. There was that one giant that's like a... Okay, if you have 5/7...
5/6?
What was it?
Oh, yeah. Up here.
Top
it's the Slumbering Walker.
If you have the 4/7, then this becomes an 8/8.
Only once you've taken all the counters off it.
Yes.
But still, yeah, there are definitely individual cards which
this returns something
with.
with power 2 or less. I was evaluating it as if it got something with mana value 2 or less.
No, power 2
It is
or less.
actually better than I thought it was.
Oh.
But I'd still probably put it at the top of A and not into A+. I don't think it's insanely bomby.
Yeah, you live to survive another day. I think that this...
I think this isn't great.
I want to put it in C-. I'm sorry to back you here.
Specific deck wants it, but... There was that guy who stationed spacecraft. I'm forgetting words already. Stationed spacecraft with toughness.
The Buttsman.
Yeah, and that was good in the Buttsman. Yeah, the man who butts. The specific deck where you had the enchantment that gave +0/+2 and made it fight, but without that card was just useless.
Yeah. I want to put this below Everstrike's Gift, I think.
Yeah, I think Everstrike's Gift actually is more useful than.
Yeah. I'm still not high on it.
No, because it doesn't draw a card, but the light 2 is whatever.
Yeah. Bridget Cutchin's Heart.
Bridget, who's seen some stuff.
As per her eyes in the flip side. So front side, 2 and a white for a 3/2 legendary Kithkin warrior. When it enters or transforms into herself.
Ooh, 2 bodies.
Make a 1/1 green and white Kithkin creature token.
That's what we want limited.
Beginning of your first main phase, pay a white if you do transform it. Where it can now tap to add X green or X white, where X is the number of creatures you control.
So not in any combination.
Not in any combination.
One or
the other. This is still really, really solid.
You know, honestly, I'm playing this as a 3/2 that makes a 1/1, and most of the time I'm not flipping it.
Yeah.
I don't think the mana is super relevant in this, unless I want to cast my giant on turn 4.
Yeah, you need to have a pretty good thing to ramp into.
It does technically increase your... Oh, actually,
If you can flip it back and forth to keep making 1/1s.
I see, yes. It makes another 1/1 every second turn.
Yeah, so it just becomes a creature power plant.
Yeah, I think most of the time I'll evaluate this as just a 3/2 that makes 1 body.
Yeah.
I think I anticipate it being too slow for it and too kind of mana intensive for it to flip one way and then back. But if a game is going grindy, this could easily just start making
slowly turn the screws.
I haven't seen enough all of your Kithkins get +1/+1 until end of turn for these 1/1s to be relevant for anything more than Convoke, to be honest.
It looks like they're not getting buffed up super easily. Yeah.
We've seen 2 things that give your team like +1 based on creatures.
Yeah, we've seen the Thought Weft Imbuer, which grows one thing. Yeah.
The Foul Knight and the
Kinbinding. Whatever. Basically Kithkinning.
Yeah.
Okay, but I still like this card a lot. The rate is really solid. It's going somewhere in B for me.
I'm putting it into A-.
Yeah?
I think this is very similar to Klachan Festival.
Okay. Yeah.
It makes a 1/1 before Klachan Festival, but then once Klachan Festival's 5 mana gets online, Klachan Festival pops up every turn.
Yeah.
But
I'm happy to obviously play insanely well together.
I think it might be better just because it puts a 3/2 body and a 1/1 in for 3. So it's the same mana value, but right off the bat, it's bigger.
Bird and Stoneback up next. 2 mana 4/4 Giant Warrior. Enters with 2/1/1/1 counters on it.
2 mana 2/2.
1 and a white. Remove a counter from this creature. Target creature gains indestructible until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery.
I don't love that activated ability.
Yeah, only being able to do it at sorcery speed is awkward.
If this was an instant, this would be one of the best uncommons in life.
If this was an instant, this would be fucked up. But
the threat of activation would be huge.
Yeah, I think that in a Blight deck, this does just let you get in, which is interesting. Like, say for example, you've got the boy, the man, Sundappled Celebrate.
Oh yes, right, yeah.
And you're just able to, like, for 2 mana make this able to get in indestructibly.
That's true.
And if you can keep blighting onto the Stoneback and continue to do that, can't even be double blocked. You're just getting in with a huge guy. And keeping them back on defense.
The main thing is this reads like a creature that should be getting in for 3 on turn 3, but it won't.
Yeah.
It can give itself indestructible.
Yes.
But if you take your turn 3 off doing that, I think your opponent's pretty happy to take the 3 and then just develop more.
They can always also just tag this with a removal spell in response to the ability.
Also true.
Because you can only activate it as a sorcery. That's a pretty big blowout.
But you can activate it multiple times in one turn. So you can always get to turn 4 or 6 or whatever and just fire it off twice, have another combat trick up even.
Yeah.
But it definitely, even though it's a 2 mana creature, it feels like it makes more of an impact around turn 5 or 6.
Yeah. Still C+, somewhere in C+ for me.
Yeah, I don't think it's terrible.
Yeah.
I think it's better than Winnowing. I mean, a lot's better than Winnowing. Winnowing's not that good, actually. Maybe we need to move Winnowing down.
Yeah, I'm coming back to Winnowing.
Would I take Aspirant over Stoneback? I think I'd take Stoneback over the Aspirant. I know it doesn't have a relevant creature type, but...
Yeah, it does have, like, the potential to build a powerful engine, potentially.
The Aspirant is only a 3/2 or 4/3 on some turns, rather than the Stoneback will always work itself back up to a 4/4, even by only targeting itself, even if it doesn't even attack. You can just pay mana to grow it.
Yeah, and he's a big guy with a relevant activated ability. Champion of the Kraken. 4 mana 4/5 flash. As an additional cost to cast this spell, behold a Kithkin and exile it. Other Kithkin you control get +1/+1. When this creature leaves the battlefield, return the exiled card to its owner's hand. A Flash Lord? You do have to behold an exile, so yes, it does open you up to getting 2 for $1 stack.
I don't...
If it gets countered...
It's an additional cost to cast. Yeah, true, because
if it gets countered, then it does... you do just get 2 for 1.
That only comes up against a blue deck.
Yes. So a lot of the time, this is going to come down and get in.
It can remove a Kithkin from your hand. So even if you don't have a Kithkin on board, this can be a 4 mana 4/5 flash.
Also does work with changelings, obviously. You do need to have the Kithkin lying around in some capacity, but that's probably not going to be that hard to ensure.
This feels stronger than a lot of the champion creatures from the original Lorwyn, and those were pretty good.
Yeah, this is obviously strong.
You can also use this to save a Kithkin from a removal spell.
You can, true.
Like
the flash is really shifting the needle on it.
The fact that it has flash means that it's a combat trick in every regard. It gives your Kithkins +1/+1 at instant speed.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have a Kithkin on board, if you have another one in hand, this thing can come down as a 4/5.
We've been talking about how nuts being able to anthem these Kithkin would be without actually having something to anthem them.
And here's your anthem. It's definitely A tier.
It's definitely A tier.
Shot worthy?
I don't know if it's A+, to be perfectly honest. I think it's just shy.
I'd probably be taking it over the Lamenter.
Yeah.
Would I be taking it over the Slumbering Walker? Probably, because in a pack on pick one, I'd take this and then try and see what other Kithkins there are.
This versus Water Shaper. as well.
They're very similar. They definitely are the capital L Lord for their tribes.
Yeah.
My judgment is becoming more and more impaired.
Yeah, so it's basically just how much I want to punish you, or how much I can manage.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just have another quick glimpse of this bad boy. He also looks really cool.
He does. What is he riding? Like
he's
a
riding
bear?
like a little hog thing.
I think it's a bear.
Yeah, that's a little bear.
It's a big bear.
No, it only looks that way because it's a kid.
Its porridge is cold.
Ah, okay. Just for that.
Fuck.
Yeah. You picked a fight with the wrong guy. I think you might have to be double loading yourself as well, because next up we've got Idyllic Tutor.
No, well, that's not going to be good.
Yeah.
That's going to be bad.
Yeah, I'm saying C- potentially.
Shit.
Well, take this one,
yeah.
and I'll explain to the uninitiated how
Okay.
Idyllic Tutor works. You, for 2 and a white, at sorcery speed, you search for an enchantment, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Obviously, we've seen some pretty bomby enchantments.
There's an A+. I think the best
enchantment is an A+
best
at Kin
card
Binding.
we've
The best
rated.
card we've rated. If you have Kin Binding in your deck, you're playing Idyllic Tutor.
If you see it, yes.
If you see it. But this is on the bonus sheet, so you're never seeing it. And I don't think there's really any other enchantment that I'm happy tutoring for with this.
Technically, that one Liminal Hold.
Liminal Hold, the pacifism you can get.
Yeah,
But that's so much mana.
You're paying 5 mana.
You're paying 5 mana. You're paying 7 to get Liminal Hold. You're probably waiting 2 whole turns, and it's entirely face up and all at sorcery speed. You're taking this shot, Dom.
Put it in the D or the D-.
I think it's going into D.
You specifically need one rare to make it worth playing. And the odds of those two coming together, I reckon this is D- or F.
Okay, let's go D-.
It's 3 mana sorcery.
It's really... Oh, fuck, this is really bad, eh?
It looks nice.
It looks really pretty. Like,
But
they
I
knocked it out the park.
Even in a deck that wants it, I don't think I'm playing it.
Yeah, let's go. That's so dog. Okay, and then we're going to be able to follow this up with the last of the white cards. We're finally through white.
My mustache is like vodka flavored.
Oh, delightful. Kinsbale Cavalier. And classic, this is a reprint.
Ah, that's a good one.
Yeah, 3 and a white.
I'm glad they
Kithkin
reprinted
Knight.
this.
Knight creatures you control have double strike.
I just-
a 2/2.
I just built a Kindred Cube, and this was the most expensive card in it. So thanks for the reprint.
Yeah. This seems fine to me. At base, it's itself a double striker.
Remember there being at
There's
least
some
2
number of
knights.
knights. Yeah.
That Lord is a knight. It's also in the 4-drop slot.
Yeah.
Just do a quick mouse over. I don't think there's enough to make this really good though.
Yeah,
It'll be
let's
buffing
see.
your changelings.
Foul Knight is one.
Go figure.
It buffs all of your changelings.
Yes,
which
I think the
is
changelings is the main thing. Although we've only seen 2 or 3 changelings here in one
good.
line.
A lot of them are in
the hybrid, yes.
Yeah, so we'll see them later.
Can scout,
Cleric,
citizen,
warrior. There's our shapeshifter. There's our warrior.
I think unless
Scout.
I don't know if the other colours have knights. I don't expect them to.
Champion look like an probably not. It's still like
I think this is a 4 mana 2/2 with double strike.
in a lot of spots.
Most of the time.
When it turns on one of your changelings, you will feel like God. But
yes, well, it will literally be a god, actually. A god,
That's
gamer,
true.
mutant, ninja, turtle. That's all changelings are all of those creature types.
I think that this is still probably somewhere in C+ for me because of the potential upside.
Yeah.
Picking it over winnowing, would you pick it above or below Keep Out?
Keep Out kills it.
Keep Out kills it.
I wouldn't want to rely on your Cavalier, like play it, attack with a changeling that couldn't normally attack, have your Cavalier killed, and then your changeling
lose
just
the
dies.
changeling in combat. Yeah, I think that I'm happy to say Keep Out is a better card than this.
Yeah.
And just like that, we've got
Which
white
is
done.
Tough, because it's a very strong card.
Yeah, and if we count up, we've had 6 + 5, 11 shots still.
That only took 2 hours.
That only took 2 hours. Oh dear. Aquatex defenses, 1 and a blue, enchantment aura with flash, enchanted creature you control, gives it hexproof until end of turn, and +1/+2.
I really like these effects. They're not great.
Yeah, this is a decent card though.
I'll almost always play 1.
Yeah.
I like them a lot more in sets that care about enchantments. enchantments.
Yeah, the rate is still like quite good though.
This set doesn't care about enchantments. You need to have exactly one blue up when it matters. You can use it as a combat trick, and so many times people try and buff a creature's toughness and then get blown out by the removal spell that this would have protected it from.
Yeah, just don't do that. I'm still happy to put it somewhere in C+.
Yep, C+ is good.
Blossom Bomb.
I think this is like an A+ common.
Oh dear. 1 and a blue, enchant creature. When it enters, tap enchanted creature. Can't become untapped and can't have counters put on it.
I could write like a video essay on the implications of can't become untapped as opposed to doesn't untap during its controller's untap step.
That's true. It does have a lot.
And it can't have counters put on it, so you can't even dump your blight on this.
Yeah.
This thing is actually nuts. It's way better than a pacifism effect.
Yeah.
It's true that it doesn't lose abilities, so it will it's a common. I'm probably putting this in like B+. Let's be real.
Yeah. B+, or I could even see A- potentially.
Probably B+. I don't know if I'm first picking this like ever. Normally a rarer mythic and some good uncommons will be better than this, but this is. I'll be seeing
very
this in
high.
pack 3,
very high priority common.
As soon as I know I'm in blue, I'll be taking every single one of those I can.
Yes.
That's great against the Convoke deck. Against the
against
deck.
Convoke, against Blight, it's got so many really
as close as blue gets to 1 and a blue destroy target creature,
and that's pretty good. Champions of the Shoal, the Merfolk member of the Champion cycle.
Okay, yeah.
3 and a blue for a 4/6 as an additional cost to cast this spell. Behold a Merfolk and exile it. And whenever it enters or becomes tapped, tap up to 1 target creature and put a stun counter on it. And the same text when it leaves, get back.
Okay.
This seems really good to me.
Yes.
It just immediately dominates the board, being able to tap and stun something every single turn. If you're able to have it stay alive.
I feel like these champions are way stronger when they behold creatures from your hand than from the battlefield, unless the battlefield creature you're beholding has a really good ETB.
Yeah. But even then, it just goes back to hand, so you're still losing out on a bunch of tempo that way. I think that I do agree that in most spots, I'm willing to sacrifice the card in hand to just get the immediate board presence that these cards represent.
True.
Not
having Flash is a big strike against it that made the white one in favor, so I don't think this is as good necessarily as the white one. Although you don't need Merfolk specifically to make it good. I mean, you do need to behold a Merfolk at least. If you don't have a Merfolk or a Kithkin, then you cannot play these champion cards.
It's true.
You do need
to be in those lanes, but they pay you off very hard for doing it.
And at the least, they can be in your hand.
Yep. I'm still going to say that this is somewhere like B+, A-.
I'd say A- or A.
Yeah, it just immediately takes over the board if it's allowed to attack you.
That's stun, and whenever it becomes tapped, like you can play, you could even theoretically Convoke with it. Or
the Wonderbrand Trapper comes back.
The turn that it enters.
So you can just get 2 stuns off.
It won't happen, but you could.
You could do it. The fact that it's even something that we're having a talk about is insane.
So it's not just trigger on the attack, but...
I'm happy to put this in A then.
It's Frost Titan.
Yeah.
It taps their best blocker every time it attacks.
Did you say Frost Titan?
Did I?
Yes, I think it came out as Frost Titan.
Pretty sure I said Frost Titan.
We'll check the tape. We'll go on to our next card after leaving that one in A tier.
Yeah, I'll go have a lie down.
Disruptor of Currents. ETB, return up to 1 other target non-lane permanent to its owner's hand. This is insane. Oh my god. But it being
Vince the Sojourner, but also has Convoke, so you can have 1 mana up and a bunch of blockers, and your opponent will be like,
this is a really, really good mana war. Get an A+. The tempo swing. And a 3/3 body is...
over it again quickly.
A 3/3 body is really good.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and again,
glory.
very relevant types. 2 very relevant types.
I'm going to lose so many games to this card. I can see it already.
Flitterwing Nuisance, 1 mana 2/2 flyer, very rogue. Enters with a -1/-1 counter on it.
So 1 mana 1/1 flyer.
Yeah, 2 and a blue. Remove a counter from this creature. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker this turn, draw a card. They're giving you the work. I kind of feel like this is an A+. It's high up. It's either an A or an A+.
If you play it on turn 1 or turn 4... Well,
Turn 4, you get to play and activate it, and it's whenever a creature does.
Yeah, turn 4, they're more likely to have blockers. So you want to have this on turn 1 because it will trigger itself. Most of the time, it'll come down on turn 1, and then on turn 3, it will deal 2 to your opponent while drawing a card.
Yeah, and then just be a 2/2 flyer that you only paid 1 mana into.
Well, 4 mana.
4 mana, but you draw a card for it.
It's repeatable, weirdly, but I don't think blue blights that much. If this was a Merfolk, I would be like, A+.
Slam dunk. I do agree. The fact that it's not as relevant a creature type does limit its playability slightly.
Not as good as something like Surge Engine.
Yeah.
Brothers War.
Would you say that Champions of the Shoal was better than this?
Yes.
Okay, in which case...
Champions of the Shoal hits for 4, which means if you can't block it, which you can't because they tap down your best creature, it kills you in 5 turns.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to lie. I saw 1 mana fairy and my eyes started glazing over, so I immediately lost the ability to... Okay, put it in A, continue on. Glamour Gift. We got another fairy, a 2 mana 1/2 flash flyer. ETB, choose up to 1 other target creature. Until end of turn, it has base power and toughness 4/4 and gains all creature types.
Okay, so this isn't a 2-drop, unless you're really desperate.
Yeah, this is definitely a trick that you're trying to use in combat often.
Do you remember the 3rd Ravnica block where there was that fairy 2 mana 1/2 ETB flash? Well, flash ETB target creature gets -2/-0 until end of turn.
Yes.
That card dominated the format. This reads very similarly in that it says that target creature wins its combat this turn.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. It's definitely
It's a combat trick, so it protects your thing and makes it win the combat, and then it leaves behind a 1/2 body.
Yeah. This seems pretty good.
This seems very good to me. It's like better than that enchantment that gives hexproof. That's
yeah.
for sure.
It's somewhere in the Bs in my mind.
Yeah,
I'd put it flat B potentially.
It's very similar to Blossom Bind in that it removes a creature and leaves a body behind. But it's very difficult to play around because it says base power and toughness 4/4.
It's base power and toughness, and gaining all creature types can be relevant.
Gaining all creature types! Oh my god! Yeah,
that's scared.
That is yeah. Holy shit! I did not see that on the card. That can be really relevant. They out of nowhere you can give something an additional +1.
Yeah, make something a Merfolk and it gets buffed by a Lord.
You can technically it shrinks your opponent's big creatures.
Do we want to say somewhere in B+ then?
Yeah, I think so. I think this card is actually going to be
below Blossom Bind.
That's a tough one. This card's going to be really hard to play around. I might put it slightly above just because it's an uncommon and so it's less likely that you're going to get multiple copies. But
yeah, harder to play around when it does show up.
It doesn't have a relevant creature type itself, but yeah, it's just it's so difficult to play against effects like that.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of things that can reset at CTV as well.
Oh my god, yeah.
Okay, on to Glamourmite. Another fairy. This goes infinite with Splinter Twin.
It's Pestamite.
Yeah,
it's Pestamite. Better.
Yeah, tap or untap target creature. No, not strictly better than Pestamite, because Pestamite does permanence. So you can tap down your opponent's land and end step to get them off of interaction.
Or untap your land to hold up counterspell.
Ingenious.
Yeah, okay.
This is still... 3 mana 2/2 flash flyer. It fogs a combat step most likely. It makes a surprise blocker, but that is a much more niche application.
Yeah, if you're going to be making a surprise blocker, you're more likely to have tapped their creature
than
have a tapped creature that can eat the thing that you're going to be tapping.
This still seems like a decent card to me.
Yeah, it's a good curve filler.
Yeah.
I'm not overly excited. It's like
somewhere
Crime Stopper Sprite.
I kind of want to put it below the Aquatex defenses.
I want to put it above because it's a creature.
That's fair enough.
The defenses sucks when you're top decking and your creatures just died to remove as well.
Yeah, this is actually okay in your board stall situation because it can let you set up for an alpha strike.
Yes, exactly. Your opponent thinks that they can make one risky attack and stay just alive, and you can blow them out by this and then instead paired with anything on your main phase. Yeah, or just this beginning of combat, and then you can set up for your own risky combat step.
So true.
Moving on to things starting with the name Glenalendra. Glenalendra Guardian, 2 and a blue, flash flying, 3/4 fairy. This creature enters with a -1 counter on it, so it's essentially a 2/3 flash flyer.
Mm-hmm.
Pay 1 and a blue, remove a counter from this creature, counter target non-creature spell. Its controller draws a card. I was gonna pick this up and then I read it.
If it was draw a card. I mean, it's still like good. It's strong, but letting your opponent draw a card when you counter their spell kind of sucks.
Flash 2/2 flyers are so different to 2/3 flyers. A flash 2/3 flyer for 3 is way more likely to eat something in combat than just trade.
Yes. The booty does matter a lot.
it can only hit non-creature spells.
It can also only remove its counter to hit non-creature spells, so you can't ambush this in just as a bigger creature without something to counter on the stack.
Oh my god, if your opponent has a combat trick for their attack though, and you flash this in and
Ooh, that's nasty.
Like,
if you counter your own meaningless spell off the top to draw a card and turn this bigger...
It's not going to happen that often.
It's not. It could. It's definitely not going to factor into our evaluation of the card, really.
I think, honestly, just the threat of activation with this, it doesn't matter if you draw a card. If you hit your opponent's Blossom Blind or their combat trick with this, the knowledge that the first non-creature spell that they cast will be countered, like a Glass Kite, the first spell that targets it gets countered, is, even if they draw the card, that's huge. It means that they have to have 2 removal spells or 2 good non-creature spells.
Yeah. The fact that you can blight onto this to reset it as well.
Yeah, it's not going to happen as often in blue, I don't think. I don't know yet.
Yeah. Obviously, if you're blue-black fairies, then it can happen, but that's obviously a hard lane to get into.
This is also a 5-mana 3/4 counter-target non-creature spell. Its controller draws a card. So it's like...
That's quite a good rate.
The threat of activation of it is going to be way more powerful than actually activating it.
Are we going to have another B+ on our hands?
I genuinely think it's an A-.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see it.
The ability to hold up this or something else is also quite...
Yeah, and even just being able to flash this in an end step and start attacking in with it.
You can't play around it.
Yeah.
What if your opponent spends their big removal spell on your bomb and you counter it and they draw a land? Like, it's... Yeah. I think games are going to be ended by this card one way or another.
No, I see that. Glenalendra's answer. 2 blue, can't be countered, counter all spells your opponents control and all abilities your opponents control. Make a 1/1 blue and black fairy creature token with flying for each spell and ability countered this way.
Bon has opinions.
My opinion is that this card is, fine. It's essentially, in most board states, going to be 4 mana, counter target spell, make a 1/1.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good. That's like a 2-for-1, essentially.
Yes, it is.
I think I underrated it initially, but it's... it's very unlikely to tag more than that, so I think that you do pretty much have to evaluate it at space. If you get into a counter war, this is 4 mana, so it's very hard to hold this up and something else.
How often do you get into counter war in limited?
Very not often, given that there's not a huge amount of super effective counter magic in limited.
No.
Or spell fights of any situation. This is still a good card though.
It counters abilities, right?
It counters abilities.
You can stop your opponent's the previous rare that we just rated.
Glenalendra's. Glenalendra's.
There's 2 Glenalendra's. This is a Glenalendra's.
Okay, fine. The Glenalendra's Guardian, though. It also gets the champions.
Yes.
The champions getting that is nuts. If that ever happens, but that's 2 rares.
Our blue rating is going to be so much worse than our white rating.
Oh, don't even sweat it. So, this is still good.
I got into a bit of a debate with some people about this the other day because they were like, it's terrible, it's no good, Whirlwind Denial costs a blue less and does the same thing, but
Whirlwind Denial doesn't contribute to the board though.
Okay, this does say for each spell and ability countered this way.
Yep.
If your opponent has cast a spell that triggers any ability,
then that means you get 2 fairies.
I don't think there's prowess in this set, but if there's anything out there that says whenever you cast a Kithkin spell, well, no, Kithkin's a bad example because I think we know that
whenever you cast a Merfolk spell or something.
Which I don't think there is. But if there is...
Yeah, there's possibilities.
Having only done 1/5 of this rating, then this gets 2 1/1s and it stops both of... Frank, do you remember that time that you cast Sublime Epiphany and Plague Winded me?
I do remember that time when I cast Sublime Epiphany with a Fell Beast and Plague Winded
you counted my creature, counted the ability that triggered from casting the creature, drew a card, bounced another one of my creatures, and copied the voracious Fell Beast.
Which then made you sacrifice another creature.
Okay, so obviously this isn't going to be that good.
But it definitely has moments where it will have shades of that.
But countering the triggered ability that came from casting my spell actually was one of the more important... apart from copying voracious Fell Beast.
Yeah, that definitely helps, but it was still that was such a good surprise.
Really important.
Yeah.
I know this is 2 blue, and this is really rough, but I probably wouldn't be holding this up on turn 4. But if I top deck this, When both of us are down to nothing.
Yeah. I still think that it doesn't creep into the A's though.
I think it's a B plus. I think
I'm happy to say B plus. I think it's less universal than Blossom Bind though.
Thinking of it as a 4-mana 1/1 flyer ETB counter target spell.
That's how I'm thinking of it.
Yeah, I know that the creature doesn't really have a relevant creature type, but it does fly.
It does fly.
It's also 2 colors in a mono if you have a blue-white Vivid deck or a blue-red Vivid deck or something.
Yeah, it's an easy way to get Vivid online.
I'm not saying that this is an A, and that the can't be counted is not really relevant, but
I'm gonna say below Blossom Bind because I think that Blossom Bind's efficiency is really important.
Okay, sure. But I am so ready to be like, I'm just going to resolve this spell, and even if I don't, then the cast triggers will win me the game, and then a Glendalendra's answer will just roll me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a 2-mana 1/3 up next. Gravelgill Scoundrel. Merfolk Rogue with Vigilance. Whenever it attacks, you may tap another untouched creature you control. If you do, this creature can't be blocked.
Okay.
This turn.
So they can't be blocked. The 1 damage that it gets through won't be relevant. It'll be more about triggering when this creature becomes tapped ability.
Yeah, like the Wanderbrain creature or the champion that we saw earlier.
It goes well with the creature that gives +2/+0 to a Merfolk.
That's true. It
so
does.
You play this on turn 2, you curve into that, you attack for 3 unblockable.
That is a really good curve.
But it kind of works once or twice.
Yeah, this does still feel like filler to me.
It doesn't feel great.
Yeah. I'm saying just C tier.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's a C plus.
Yeah. There are decks where this will shine. Like, as you said, like, once you get into this with the Tributary Volta, that is a really quite strong synergy.
Yes.
But it's still just going to feel like curving out a lot of the time.
They're 2 medium cards that won't do anything without each other.
Yes.
I think my main thing is we didn't see any white creatures with Vigilance. We saw 1 white creature with Vigilance.
Yeah.
And with the white-blue mechanic being Convoke.
That is a big thing, not having a huge amount of Vigilance.
So you can flash out a Convoke spell after attacking.
Yeah, so
yeah,
the
that's
Vigilance
right,
maybe has some more applications. But yeah, I'm happy to say C for now. Harmonized Crescendo up next. We got a rare. 6 mana, 4 blue, Convoke. Choose a creature type, draw a card for each permanent you control of that type, and it's an instant.
This is a constructed card.
Yeah. How often are you going to be drawing, like, if you draw 3 cards, you're very happy.
I think that's the most you draw with this.
Yes, I think there's going to be a lot of states where the board is simplified, you top deck this and you cry.
There's been some removal spells we've seen that don't take things off the board.
Mm.
Changeling's good.
Yeah.
Instant Convoke, very good, of course.
Yeah. I'm saying that this is not fantastic, personally.
It's kind of going to be 3 mana, trigger a couple of, when this creature becomes tapped abilities, instant draw 2 or 3 cards. It's like Meeting of Minds. Meeting of Minds was actually pretty good. Each permanent you can draw, so it doesn't.
Yeah, so if we
haven't seen.
Hold on. The fucking Klachen Festival? Who's kicking? I don't think this will wheel.
I'd pick this up on the wheel, but I wouldn't let this be like a last pick or anything.
Yeah.
It feels really good with any decks that makes tokens, which is mostly just the white-blue Kithkin Merfolk Convoke deck, which I'm seeing that the white-blue overlap is the Kithkin, because you get the Kithkin tokens and the Merfolk that like to be tapped.
Yeah. So how about just settle it in B- for now, and then we can come to a conclusion later?
I think Instant Speed and Convoke are some pretty important keywords to be having here.
True. If you're evaluating it as 3 mana, draw 2 cards at instant speed, that's quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, in order for it to be that, you do have to tap down your board, though. But the upside is that it can... Yeah, that's true with the Merfolk.
Yeah, especially if you make blocks first.
That is very true. We've got Illusion Spinners up next. 4 and a blue for a 4/3. Fairy Wizard. You may cast this spell as though it had flash if you control a fairy. Has flying, and it has hexproof as long as it's untapped.
So it's a 4/3 hexproof flash if you have a fairy. So this is the first thing that references fairy.
Yeah. I'm not immediately impressed.
No, the 3 toughness means that it's actually not that great to flash this in as blocker most of the time.
Yeah, oftentimes this would be ideally trading with some other 5-drop. But the mana is like quite prohibitive here.
A lot of the time you'll flash it in your opponent's end step. You go to attack, once it's tapped, it gets hit by a removal spell.
Yeah, like a keep out just tags this.
For 5 mana, I want my creatures to have 4 toughness.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I would like to put this in C, to be honest.
Sometimes it'll get people.
I'm thinking that this is maybe
What is the scoundrel? It's the 1/3.
The scoundrel is the 1/3 vigilance that can become unblockable.
Normally, I play this over the scoundrel because it's a pretty decent finisher in that it flies, it deals 4 damage.
But I think that it's unplayable if you can't flash it in.
And 5 mana is a lot.
I think that this is actually worse than the scoundrel.
Because
the reliance on fairies makes it pretty tough.
Scoundrel only deals 1 damage.
Scoundrel only deals...
Which is really bad.
It is really bad, but you can use this to enable your other synergies.
Depends on the deck that you're playing.
Depends on the deck that you're playing. I think illusion spinners... It's like, fairies is not a super fantastic lane to be in, and this really needs the flash to be playable. I would personally vote to put it below here. If you've got a strong vote to go above the Gravelgill Scoundrel,
I just think Gravelgill Scoundrel is really bad.
Okay. I'm happy to hear you out on that. It is, a very
I'd rather play a creature that has 4 power and flies, and so can kill my opponent.
But at the end of the day, I think that it doesn't overly matter that much.
I'm this many vodkas in. You make that call.
Okay. Well, I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm going to put them like this way.
Sure, you got
it. I'm quite low on the spinners. Yeah. We've got Coolwrath Mystic next. We've got the first on-color, within-color elemental. A 3-mana 2/4 elemental wizard. Whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, this creature gets +2/+0 and gains vigilance until end of turn.
So Edge of Eternities had this in white, but you had to have 2 spells, cast 2 spells in a turn?
Something like that.
It was mid. It's a curve filler.
Yeah, I would agree that this is a curve filler. It's just a guy. Obviously, once you can start attacking in with it as a 3-mana 4/4 vigilance, that's okay, but Elementals isn't necessarily the best creature type matters deck. It's maybe aiming
Well, blue-red is the elemental.
It is the elemental wedge, but...
So apparently there's enough, not having gone through enough blue and red to know. But apparently there's enough.
I'm still not super stoked to be putting this guy in.
In theory, this attacks as a 4/4 on turn 4 and 5 as you curve out. It may attack as a 4/4 on turn 6. Probably not, though.
Yeah. I'm thinking somewhere in C tier for this.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go above Gravelgill Scoundrel.
Blue's seeming
a little
kind of weak.
Yeah, the density of playables in white definitely seemed quite high. We've got some big, heavy hitters up here so far.
We'll see how good going wide is.
Yeah.
Because we've only seen kind of 1 or 2 buff everything.
Yeah.
Without an inspiring call, like +2/+1 to your whole team kind of effect, going wide becomes less good.
Yeah.
But with Convoke in the set...
The going wide effect being appeal to Urdu is definitely knocked against.
Yeah.
But the blue filler seems pretty mediocre at this point.
Yeah.
Let's see if that's... Well, this isn't filler, it's Lockmare. This creature enters with 3 -1/-1 counters on it. 1 in a blue, remove a counter from this creature, draw a card. 2 in a blue, remove 2 counters from this creature, tap target creature, put a stun counter on it. Yeah, let's just go straight
finish reading the card.
This is, and as a 4/5, this is just a wall of stats.
So it's a 2 mana...
2 mana, 1/2 at base, and it grows from there and either draws cards or dominates the board with its stun counters.
Worst comes to worst, if you're on the play, you play a 1/2, your opponent laughs and plays a 2/2. You untap, you play a land, you remove that 2/2 for as long as it's relevant for a 2/2 to be.
You've also now got a 2/3 attacking in that can draw you a card on the next turn cycle.
You have a 3/4.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, this card is going to kill people.
Horse and serpent, not relevant creature
Not
types.
relevant, but it doesn't matter. You've got the horse that kills people.
The horse that kills people. Capital T, capital H, capital T, capital K, capital P.
Are we thinking better or worse than Disruptive Currents on this one? I think it's better, personally.
I actually think it's worse because Disruptive Currents has Flash and Convoke.
Yeah, the fact that this... Oh, God. Some board states where this is 0 mana.
I think most of the time the best thing you can do with a Lockmare is actually turn 2, just play it. Your opponent does nothing. Turn 3, you play something with 3 power. Turn 4, you draw 2 cards and attack for 3.
Yeah.
Or you don't even attack. You have a 3/4 blocker and you've drawn 2 cards for no cost from your hand.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
We've already been talking about how Moonlit Lamenter is one of the best white uncommons. And this just looks like Moonlit Clementa on crack.
If you have white, or if this is a blue-white deck or a blue-black deck, and you blight this thing up, your engine is cracked. You can remove their biggest creature. You can draw cards. Oh my goodness!
It slices at dice.
2 mana 1/2. Pretty. If we get to red and there's a shock,
it does make it worse. But you can still just bank this until turn 4 and then hold up mana.
If you're against anything other than red,
there is a shock in red. I think it's at sorcery speed, and you can blight to make it a flame slash.
Yeah, well, you can just pay 3 and remove this in response.
Yeah. I think that it's nuts. Lofty Dreams.
It's a mythic,
3
right?
blue. The horse.
Yeah.
It's a mythic.
Yeah. Okay.
Good. Thank fuck.
I won't have to worry about it too much.
Oh, it's fine. I'll just simply draw it and cast it against you.
You would.
3 blue, enchantment aura, Lofty Dreams. Convoke, enchant creature. When this aura enters, draw a card. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2.
I don't know if this is a literal reprint. It's at least a no, it's a functional because the other version of this was 4 on a blue.
This does seem pretty decent in the Merfolk deck, being able to go relatively wide and suit something up.
The extra blue pit means nothing because you either just tap a blue creature or by 5 mana you should have a second island, hopefully, that's just splashing, or have 3 Kellens.
Yeah, and I can see a situation where maybe you're in Kithkin and you're doing Kithkin based things and you're in a white blue deck for some removal. This
goes well with that Kithkin that buffs for each Kithkin.
It does. Yes.
As we said with Team Avatar, the big buff was with flyers.
Okay, so I'm happy to put this probably somewhere in C+.
I put it top of C+.
Yeah.
The fact that it draws a card is big. If your opponent doesn't have a removal the turn that you cast it, it will always at least replace itself and make 1 good attack. Yep. If they untap and kill it, if technically 2 for 1, you have another card in hand and you've got that attack in.
Yeah. I don't think of it as a 2 for 1, really. You've drawn the card back.
Yeah.
You've gone even.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
it's decent.
I think it's fine.
I wouldn't be first picking it, but it's pretty good.
I would agree with that. Mirror Form up next. Each non-land permanent you control becomes a copy of target non-aura permanent.
You can copy your opponent's creatures.
Copy the horse. Copy the horse.
Scroll up. Mouse over kin binding.
No, that doesn't work, does it? Because this is when
curve kin binding into this.
Well, but this. Hold on. It's
or all of your creatures become kin binding.
Wait, hold on. Oh god. Oh no.
To be clear, I think this is a bad card.
Yeah. You might unfortunately be taking a shot here. I don't think that this is playable in most limited decks.
It doesn't generate any rectangles, as they say. It doesn't put anything on board.
You gotta put rectangles in play, man. It's the year of our Lord 2026.
I would be pretty decent to sideboard this against an opponent's really bomby stuff, and then just you cast an Urdu or a kin thing. What did you call it?
They don't become non-legendary copies, notably.
Yeah, you're right.
So it doesn't work if your opponent specifically has bomb legendary mythics. But keep tabs on that because it might be the sideboard tech. That said,
it's a mythic. It's a 6 mana instant.
I'm putting it D+, I think.
If you have a lot of
ways to
kin tokens,
you
can copy literally anything with greater power and toughness than 2/2, and it can be a trick.
Copy the Thought Weft Imbuer. Get in 1 giga attack and get jump blocked. I think you're taking a shot here. I'm finding it very hard to defend this card. We keep on coming up with reasons why the card is not good when we're trying to find board state.
It adds nothing to the board. It's I'm going to copy my opponent's creature that made 4 creatures.
Being an instant also really doesn't matter because you only... Oh no, actually it's not until end of turn.
The instant doesn't... It's not until end of turn. That's why. That's what I'm saying about the kin shaping.
That's true.
Kithkinning. Yeah. Whatever you want to call it.
The Kithkinning, even if that was for 1 turn, that would be insane because you just make as many Kithkin... but you can't attack.
Yes, but they do turn back, and it's an instant, which does nothing. I don't know. I just don't want to spend 6 mana on an instant to make my creatures slightly better without gaining anything on board.
It also targets
It does, yeah.
So they can blow it out with
response,
a
it does
removal
nothing.
spell.
A non-aura permanent. You can make all your creatures lands to save them from the winnowing.
Ooh, there we go. We've got one card protecting from another card that maybe shouldn't be in your
There's
opponent's deck.
so many fringe cases where this card is good and it still won't be worth 6 mana.
Yeah, don't put this in your deck. Is D+ fair, do you reckon? Or do you want C-?
I play Crib Swap over this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bon has some input. He's
Okay.
doing some little...
We're going D? Okay.
I've done the shot now.
You've done the shot now. Let's noggle the mind.
That's what I'm fucking doing right now.
We're getting
noggling my mind.
Absolutely noggled tonight. So, 1 and a blue for an enchantment aura with flash. Enchants creature. It loses all abilities and is a colorless noggle.
It's a noggle.
With base power and toughness 1/1.
Okay, let me be the first to say that I love the noggles from original Lorwyn. They're all bad.
Yeah.
But what's a noggle?
It's just a random dude, right?
Down. Move that way down.
Down?
Prices are down.
Yeah,
that's a joke for Australian compatriots.
Hong Kong.
So the LCI, Lost Caverns of Ixalan, had a Eaten by Piranhas.
Yes.
Enchanted creature is a 1/1 skeleton.
Yes.
That card feels like it should be good. It's kind of like a bad combat trick where sometimes you use it on a creature and still somehow it trades with your creature in combat.
Yeah.
Now, this is a much more creature type heavy set.
Yep.
So being a noggle
is a lot worse.
And colourless.
Yep.
There's
also takes away vivid applications.
Which we haven't seen a lot of, having only done white so far.
Yep. But I still feel like this is, maybe medium as far as removal spells go. If you're really scraping the bottom of the barrel, which in some blue decks you probably will be, then sure, but...
I'd probably put it above the Gravelgill Scoundrel and the... What does Kolrath Mystic do?
Kolrath Mystic is...
Yeah.
It's a creature.
I'd probably put it above it, because it loses all the other abilities. So if there's a creature that has a static ability that you can't just Blossom Bind it with to remove its +1/+1 to all Kithkin.
Yeah, I think I'm happy to say that's where this goes.
This doesn't feel like an uncommon. Frogify used to be good back in the day, but it's just not where it is anymore.
Yeah.
That said, there's no +1/+1 counters, so sometimes this does actually just kill creatures. So this
is
if you
better blight it onto something.
Yeah, this is better than it was in LCI where there was +1 counters.
It does kill the horse.
It sure does. And every single removal spell will be evaluated whether it kills the horse.
Because otherwise the horse kills you.
It really does. And in real life, if you just inconvenience a horse, it will die.
Yeah, they're fragile beasts.
They really are. Maybe Noggle the Mind is more of a C+, but the bottom of than a C. I'm never first picking this. I'm never second or third picking it. But fourth pick onwards, I think this is
defensible. That's making me feel like maybe it's just a C.
Okay, maybe.
I think in pretty much every other color combination, you will have better removal.
Yeah, true. As far as removal goes, it's pretty low.
Yeah.
C+.
Okay, cool. Oko, Lorwyn Liege. I don't know if you're taking a shot for this one. It's pretty good. Let's just read through it.
Okay.
2 and a blue on the front face. Legendary Planeswalker Oko enters with 3 loyalty. +2, up to 1 target creature gains all creature type. This effect doesn't end. That is an important part of the stipulation. +1, target creature gets -2/-0 until your next turn. And then at the beginning of your first main phase, you may pay green to transform Oko into Oko Shadowmoor Scion, where you can -1 to mill 3 cards and put a permanent card from among them into your hand. -3 to create 2 3/3 elk creature tokens. That's the one that's got me a little scared.
Yeah, 2 of them.
And then -6 to choose a creature type. You get an emblem with creatures you control of the chosen type, get +3/+3, and have vigilance and hexproof.
Okay.
My opinion is that a lot of the numbers on this card are dialed down quite heavily. They've got flashbacks to the previous Oko, and they're really very scared about
it. Not the one before.
Yes, that's true. Oko Ringleader is kind of dog.
He's okay.
He's okay in limited.
He's pretty strong. In limited,
compared to Oko Thief of Crowns, who has terrorized multiple formats all the way back to Vintage. The +2 does add a bunch of loyalty, but I think the really important factor is that you can only really -3 once with this card before you have to pay a bunch more mana to flip it back and forth to get the loyalty to -3 again. I think this card is obviously going to be quite good. but there's a lot of conflict with how it's designed and balanced that's going to make playing it out optimally quite tricky.
Yes. I think your opponent has to answer it eventually.
Yes, I would agree with that.
If they don't, it will carry away the game.
But it's less of a scary top deck to me. It's more scary as something that you slam down on curve.
Yeah.
Because it's slower to take over the board state.
I wouldn't put it any lower than A.
Yeah, sure. I can deal with that. Maybe above the Flitterwing nuisance, actually.
Yes.
But below Champions of
Wait,
sure.
Glenelendra Guardian is...
Oh, whoops. It should not be there. Glenelendra Guardian, I think we can go above or below Oko.
We probably put it there. I don't remember. If I saw both of those in one pack, they're both 3 mana. Glenelendra Guardian...
I think I prefer this.
Attacks.
It attacks really immediately.
I know that Oko attacks in 2 turns. It attacks for 6, whereas this attacks for 2.
But it also insulates you versus removal spells. Oko's kind of only insulating you versus whatever's immediately on board.
Oko can't be blighted, and if you don't have the green specifically, then definitely can't be blighted. That -3 make 2 Elks is the most powerful part of the whole deal.
Yeah, well, if you can get to the -3 make 2 Elks, then you're kind of laughing.
If you're playing this on turn 3 or 4, you always will. If you're playing it in turn 5 or 6, then it's dicey.
Yeah. Would you cash this in for 3 Elks? No, for 2 Elks.
Yes. For 4 mana for 2 3/3s.
4 mana 2 3/3s.
I don't care that they're not like relevant.
Yeah,
I would 100%. I would play that. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say maybe that we put Lorwyn Liege a little over the Elendra Guardian though. Yep.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Although the Glenelendra Guardian counters the Lorwyn Liege if you have the 2 mana up. Yeah. All right.
Omni Changeling, 3 blue, Changeling, Convoke. You may have this creature enter as a copy of any creature on the battlefield except it has Changeling.
It copies anything. It has Changeling. It has Convoke. I don't know. I genuinely don't know how to evaluate this card. It feels like it should be relatively weak as a 5 mana clone.
But it's not really a 5 mana clone though.
No,
like, the Convoke brings that down quite.
The Convoke is quite good, and it also adds Changeling.
I'm kind of talking myself into somewhere in the B's potentially.
I'd see this probably as a B-. I never first picked this.
I think it's better than Harmonized Crescendo because it adds to the board.
Yes. They're both Convoke spells. Convoke and Flash is quite good. But they're both Convoke spells, and the Omni Changeling means that even if the rest of your deck is bad, if your opponent's deck is good,
then you can at least get somewhere on balance with that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll have to see if there's anything worth copying with the Omni Changeling.
There probably will be. Pestered Wellguard up next. 4 mana 3/2 Merfolk Soldier. Whenever it becomes tapped, make a 1/1 blue and black fairy creature token with flying. It's pretty decent. That's a good payoff for tapping things to Convoke.
If you're on the draw, you're rarely attacking with this in a situation where you'd expect to do anything more than just trade with a smaller creature and make a 1/1.
I do think that you kind of need the ability to tap this without getting it into the red zone because it is very unlikely to survive a combat.
And even if you do tap it without sending it into the red zone, you spent 4 mana for 1 less on a Convoke spell.
Yeah.
That makes a 1/1.
But then you snowballs for your next Convoke spell.
1/1 is a flyer, but it's not a Merfolk.
Yeah. I'm trying to think about the parallel of in Aetherdrift, the 4 mana 3/2 that made a 1/1. But was that the other way around? The 1/1 was just like a servo.
It was an artifact.
It was an artifact. Yes. Okay.
It was common, and it was also an artifact.
Yeah. I think that there's a world where this is quite good.
I think by 4.
By 4,
you want to be convoked your spells on turn 4.
Yeah.
You want to go like 2-drop, 3-drop, convoke a 6-drop. You know, the 5/6.
Yeah.
Maybe that Sundapple Celebrant is better than C.
Yeah, true.
Can we move it up to C+?
We can move it up to C+.
It
it might actually be better than Meander's Guide. Back to the Wellguard.
Yeah.
I'm thinking somewhere in C+ for this.
It makes
it's
1/1 flyer per turn. This is hard to break from C+ for me. You can put it at the top of C+ if you want.
I'm happy to say, what does Lofty Dreams do again?
I think I'd put this below Lofty Dreams.
I would say so, yeah. Well, moving on to Rhyme Chill.
Okay.
6 and a blue for an instant with Vivid to cost 1 less for each color among permanents you control.
Okay.
So if you get Full Monty online, this is 2 mana. And it taps 2 target creatures, puts a stun counter on each of them, and draws a card. In the full 5-color deck, I think this is quite exciting.
It depends on
how good you are at getting 5 colors worth of permanents in play.
Hybrid mana, in theory, makes it easy to add an additional color to your deck, but it doesn't make 5-color easier.
I'm going to say that this is somewhere in C+.
Realistically, this will cost 4 or 5 mana.
If it's 5 mana, I don't want it. Yeah, okay, maybe it's a C then. Like, it only gets in the specific...
Yeah, because how many... You need to have 3 colors before it's 4 mana, taps 2 things, and draws a card.
Yes. If it's 3 mana to do that, then I'm very excited.
If it's less than 3 mana, I'd be very excited. But how often are you going to have 4 colors?
You need 5 colors for it to be 2 mana.
I think green is the color that best does multicolors because there's an enchantment that makes a land a color.
There's also a rare that taps to give a creature all colors.
Right. So
you can use that to enable Vivid very easily.
In them, I'd be a little more likely to.
I want to say above the Gravegirl Scoundrel.
Sure.
Because I think that the potential upside is there.
That 1/3 is just not great.
Rhyme Fire Talk. 1 and a blue for an artifact. As this artifact enters, choose a creature type. Whenever a permanent you control of the chosen type enters, put a charge counter on this artifact. Tap, remove 3 charge counters from this artifact. Whenever you next cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy it. You may choose new targets with copy. This is going in the bin.
So,
you need to care about creatures and instants or sorcery. Okay. Cast a Kraken Festival, then it does it all in one. But then you're playing this bad card in your Kraken Festival.
Wait, no. Yeah. So you curve that into Klaachan Festival. It says a creature.
Permanent.
Oh, permanent. Yeah, you're right. So it triggers immediately.
You get the 3 charge counters
immediately. Once the Klaachan Festival has resolved, so on turn 4 you can copy a 4-drop, as long as it's an instant or sorcery spell.
You can copy your fuck, I don't know. Do we want to call this an F? I kind of do.
You need to have 3 permanents of the chosen type enter.
Look, what is this, a D- or is it an F? That's my only question. It's not...
one of those for sure. I think this card is like...
It's pretty buds.
I wouldn't even... I would never first pick this, obviously.
I'd never pick this.
Shit. F. Put it in F and move on.
Yeah,
this card is like it's a EDH card
yeah.
only. I wouldn't play that in any format.
Yeah.
Not even... Yeah.
Let's move on to something good. Rhymekin Recluse. 2 and a blue for a 3/2 elemental wizard. When it enters, return up to 1 other target creature to its owner's hand. Yeah, Mana War is
This isn't an A+, but this is... Wait, sorry. 3 mana 3/2.
3 mana 3/2. This clocks in.
Bounces any creature.
Any creature.
Up to. So Mana War, but it has +1 power.
Yep.
And it doesn't have to target.
Yep. You can just...
Mana War was like a...
Mana War is really, really good.
Mana War was like constructed player.
Yeah. Almost.
This is an elemental!
Yeah, it's an elemental.
I thought it wasn't a relevant creature type.
It's a sort of relevant creature type, yeah. So, are we saying better than Flitterwing Nuisance? I don't think so. I think this sits quite nicely top of A- to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's the Rhymekin?
The Rhymekin Recluse, that's what we're talking about. That's the card, Dom. Goes over the top of Glimmer Gifter.
Yes, easily.
Yeah, okay.
Wow, holy...
Really good into Glimmer Gifter.
I'm going to be first picking that 3 mana 3/2 bounce something. Like, a bounce something is already a 1 mana effect.
Yeah.
There's like a 2 colorless mana 3/2.
Yeah.
With a relevant creature type. Oh my god, I had not seen that card before. I can't believe they're printing that.
It's really sick.
You can bounce your own creatures.
You're really geeked on this Mana War.
I know you're trying to move on.
I know. We need to talk about this reprint.
This has actually blown my mind.
How good they've made Mana War in 2026.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude. You're gonna get people. Sober or drunk. Who knows?
I'm going to be gotten by people, I think you mean.
Who knows?
Jesus.
Runaway Together. We've seen this before a bunch of times now. 1 and a blue instant. Choose 2 target creatures controlled by different players. Bounce them back.
This set has decent
ETBs.
ETBs. I don't know if it's better.
I think it's probably worse in this set than it is in Bloomburrow.
I'd put this in C.
You put this in C? Yeah.
It's peel away, but it doesn't target non-lands.
I'm gonna put it below or above the Mystic.
below. You need to have a creature for this to
Yeah,
work.
I'm putting it above Rhyme Chill though, I think.
Yes. If you don't have a creature, then this card doesn't work. If it said like, up to... If it bounced a creature an opponent controls guaranteed, and then you could also choose to bounce your own creature,
Yeah.
this still would not be a great card. I'd put it even below Rhyme Chill, honestly.
Yeah.
I know Rhyme Chill will probably be 5 mana, tap 2 creatures.
But it has the decks where it's really good.
But run away together.
It's unexciting. I think that we can say that pretty safely.
It's a really specific thing to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shine Striker up next. We have a 6 mana 3/3 flying with Vivid. When this creature enters, draw cards equal to the number of colors among permanents you control. This is a pretty good top-end card in a Vivid deck. Double Blue Pip is slightly awkward potentially, depending on how you're trying to splash. I don't know how central blue will be to the good Vivid decks.
I get a sense that the Vivid deck will be green-blue base.
That makes sense. In which case, like, if this is a 6 mana 3/3 flyer, draw 3 on ETB, that's pretty good.
It's Muldrifter, but...
It's Muldrifter, but chunkier.
Heard you were picking fights with my younger brother Muldrifter.
Yeah. No Evoke means that you can't get it down for cheap, but the Vivid deck is likely going to have some form of ramp in it to help get its clunkier, bigger engine pieces online. So you'll probably be able to accelerate into this. I'm fairly excited about this.
If you're not dying on turn 6, then this puts you ahead. Even if it only draws 2 cards, which it will.
Yeah,
if
like
this
50%
is of the time.
like 6 mana flyer, draw 2, and then you trade off in combat is pretty good. Like that was part of what made Hull Drifter so good.
Yes.
Ether Drift.
I wouldn't. I'm not sure if I'd splash.
I would not be
for
splashing
this.
for this.
So
A double
I want to be
blue,
blue-green base.
Yes, I agree with that. And I would really love to see the 3rd card off of the ETB trigger if possible. I'm happy to put this either high C plus or low B minus.
I put it low B minus. It's an elemental, which is a relevant creature type.
Yeah.
We'll see how Vivid.
I think we can put it below Harmonized Crescendo though. I think Crescendo has better upside.
Yeah, because instant speed convoke. It doesn't matter what the spell is.
Yeah. Yeah. Striker is still exciting though. I think that this is.
Yeah.
I was not like super sold on a bunch of the Vivid stuff going on in earlier cards. This is like, I should try and draft a Vivid deck.
We haven't seen a lot of Vivid so far.
Yeah, well, a lot of that's going to be in green.
Yeah, clearly white is not the Vivid color.
Yeah, this card is nuts. Silvergill Mentor, 1 and a blue, 2/1. As an additional cost to cast a spell, behold a merfolk or pay 2. When it enters, make a 1/1 white and blue merfolk. I'm really high on this.
If you can behold... There's 2 mana for like 3/2.
2 mana for 3/2 and 2 bodies in a color pair that cares about having bodies to convoke spells out and have lords to buff those bodies.
Yeah.
This card is just such a good nuts and bolts card.
So worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario is you don't have a merfolk to behold and you're paying 4 for this.
It doesn't have flash.
It doesn't
just
have
makes
flash.
2 bodies.
Just makes 2 bodies.
If you're in blue, you're still going to want either the 2 bodies. Or you're going to have a merfolk, right?
Yes.
Most of the time.
I would say it's very likely that you're going to be able to hold this in this set with the amount of changelings that you've got running around as well. I think this is in the Bs. I think this is not an A tier card, but it is going to be really good at holding together your merfolk deck. Do we want to just put it at a flat B then?
Bottom of B+, honestly?
Yeah. Silvergill Peddler. 3 mana, 2/3 merfolk citizen. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, you get to loot.
I've seen someone try to put this in a pauper deck and
don't do that.
No.
Anyways, this card seems fine. Somewhere in and around C+ seems about right to me. It's just a guy.
It can smooth your draws on the play, which is where you want smooth draws because you didn't get Mulligan.
You can make sure that you curve out properly.
Yeah,
you don't get the extra card, but yeah, it's fine.
Sometimes it's not a main. Sometimes you convoke a card and you actually don't want to loot.
Yeah, well, I mean, at worst in those situations, you're just burning the top card of your deck, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Next up, we got a heater in constructed, but maybe a opposite of heater in limited. Everybody was absolutely screaming when they saw this accidentally spoiled in the starter decks.
Really?
Yeah, it was on the side of the product in very loose lettering. you could just about make out that one of the starter decks for this set had 2 spell snares in it.
Wow.
And everybody started losing their minds about it. But yeah, this is not limited playable. I'm going to go ahead and slip this into D-, I think. F, yeah.
This is so narrow. You need to have
I'm
one
going to
blue
put it
up.
above Rhyme Fire Talk, though. Fuck that card.
No!
No? What do you mean?
Honestly, I'd put it below that. You need to have 1 blue mana up. You need to have your opponent cast an exactly 2 mana spell. You need to have it in your hand when they do that. It's just...
I've just got Foggy Eyes because I cast this card and constructed a non-zero mana time.
That's
it's
it.
right
that's
there.
Bad. Do not play
Don't play in your limited
Spell Snare in your limited deck. It is bad.
Stratosaura up next. 4 and a blue for a 3/5 elemental with flying. When it enters, target creature gains flying until end of turn, and basic land cycling for 1 and a blue. This is good fixing for your multicolour decks.
Quote unquote good. You need to have the blue already, so I can't find your blue.
Yeah, if you're a base blue, like if we're talking green blue base and you're splashing some off colour, then it can be playable. But are we desperate enough that we're taking a shot, or are we talking a C? 5 mana 3/5. It does fly and it does jump something.
Is it irrelevant?
It's an elemental.
Okay, so that puts it above D+. I'd put it in C-. I wouldn't put this in for fixing.
Yeah.
Because it requires the...
And I'm not putting this in as a creature that I'm playing and happy with curving out into, to be honest.
3/5 flyer is...
It's not great.
Fine, but you're never happy to do it. It gets another creature flying. We haven't seen tons of flying.
We haven't.
C-.
Yeah, C-.
I'm not happy with
Back to the bottle.
Oh my god.
Sorry. While you're doing that, I will read off the next one. Summit Sentinel. We have a 2 mana 1/3 elemental soldier. When it dies, draw a card.
Seems good.
This is great. Yeah. I'm gonna bump this at least top of C+.
So you need this to die to draw a card, and most of the time it's not even trading. It's just going to chump and draw.
Yeah.
So it's not as good as the 1/3 that makes a clue, because that you can, yeah, you get your clue whether or not you're blocking 2/2s or not.
You can, if you're in a blue-black blight style decks, you can blight onto this until it dies and you get the draw. Yeah, just about here seems fine. I think I like it more than the Pested Wellguard.
I like the Pested Wellguard more.
Okay.
You may die without drawing that card. I know it's unlikely. Like you'll have to chump block this to get the card, but... And
in the situations where you're chump blocking, maybe you're already behind. I still like this card. It's a solid piece of a good blue deck. Sunderflock.
That's 9 mana.
9 mana. But it costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest mana value among elementals you control. Has flying, and when it enters, if you cast it, return all non-elemental creatures to their owner's hands. This is a big boy.
I've seen this before, and I genuinely don't know how to evaluate this. For limited, constructed, I'll leave this to Frank.
For constructed, this is not making any splashes. For limited, I think that you can discount this like
it's 9s.
It's 9.
If you play a 4-drop elemental,
if you play 4-drop, this is a 5.
Yeah. If you play a 4-drop,
it also won't bounce changelings, notably, which is something that's fairly useful. Oh my god, those eyes are not doing great.
Glad you're watching the video.
I just had to have a glance over there. But this is fine, I think. I'm not like I think that I have to be committing very hard to elementals to really enjoy this card. So that's the only real deck where I'm very excited to play this. It really relies very hard on being in an elementals deck, because otherwise you're trying to survive until you hit 9 mana, and that's never happening.
If you don't have any elemental, it's 9. Even if you do have like 1 or 2.
If you have 1 or 2, then I'm also still not stoked on it.
What's your average elemental cost?
Average elemental cost, I would say, is probably in and around 4. With most of them that we've seen in blue currently are like between 2 and 4.
Yeah, okay. So on average, it's a 6-drop 3/3 that
6-drop 5/5 flyer.
A 5/5.
Yeah.
Okay.
This card is big.
6-drop 5/5.
You do also have whoops, I forgot about it. It is the Shine Striker. This plus the Sunderflock If Vivid and Elementals can work together, then that's a big part of doing it.
You draw 3.
You draw
2, 3.
You draw 2 or 3 cards, and then you follow it up by playing a 3-mana 5/5 flyer that bounces everything else.
Combined with probably another spell.
I'm gonna say that this goes somewhere in C+. I think that it is very good in the Elemental deck that can cast it consistently at around about 5-ish mana.
That's so narrow, though.
It is so narrow. I don't want to first pick it, which is why I'm not putting it in B.
Okay.
But I think that when you land in a deck where Sunderflock can perform, it will perform very well.
Yeah.
I think I want to put it above the Glamourmite, potentially.
Glamourmite is a fairy?
It's the fairy 3-mana 2/2 flash flyer that taps around taps.
Yeah.
I think here is fine, in my mind. I can maybe see budging at a couple places.
If you take it early, it gives you a direction, but unfortunately the direction is like high-cost elementals, and you don't
It's not a great direction. Yeah, I think that this is something that you get paid off for by being
I might see it lower.
Yeah, okay, true. Yeah, if the only situations where you want to see this is late in the draft, I'd take Noggle the Mind over this. I would probably consider specking on it potentially over a Silver Guild Peddler though, so maybe it's.
I have only so many faculties left to me, and when it's so narrow that it requires a specific thing to be good, let alone playable.
Yeah. No,
as a rare, that doesn't feel great.
Yeah. Swat Away is up next. 2 double blue, instant, costs 2 less to cast if a creature is attacking you. The owner of the target spell or creature puts it on their choice of the top or bottom of their library.
Okay, so 4 mana on top or bottom of the library is
the base, if nothing else is happening.
Kind of fine.
Being able to cast this for 2 on an attacking creature, pip intensive when you do it.
Yes, blue.
But I do think that this is good. I think that this is genuinely quite good. Quite often you're happy to play this in a Merfolk or Fairies deck that needs a little bit of removal. I'm saying maybe top of C+. On top of Lofty Dreams. It's
spell or creature.
Spell or creature.
It's like you can setback from
yes, but it's unlikely to tag a spell for 2 mana. If it's tagging a spell, it's probably getting it for 4.
It can't target a spell for
4. It can if you're in the middle of combat and your opponent tries to cast a trick. Because it just costs 2 less to cast if a creature is attacking you.
True. How often does your opponent cast combat tricks? Before combat.
Before combat.
Still not as high as it used to be.
I feel like that this is a fine place in my mind, at least, for this card to sit. I'm pretty high on the ability to do this kind of tricky shit.
Yeah.
Lofty Dreams can kill you. Yeah.
It can. Your opponent sits at 6 life. You put it on a +2/+2 and flying on a creature that has 4 power and can't be locked this turn.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm okay to say it this way, but I do like Swat Away.
It's tough to say.
You do have to commit fairly hard to being in blue for this card to be good,
yes,
but I think the power is there.
To have blue up means that you have to cast some spell that's not blue most of the time.
Yes, true. I'm just going to leave it there and move on.
Yeah.
Sig Wonderwine Wisdom. A lot of words on this card. 2 mana 2/2 that can't be blocked. It's a Merfolk Wizard. When it enters or transforms into Sig Wonderwine Wisdom, target creature gains. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, draw a card until end of turn. Beginning of your first main phase, you may pay a white if you do transform it into a 2/2 that still can't be blocked. Nice try. When it transforms into this creature, target creature you control gains protection from each color until your next turn, and you can keep flipping it back. This card is really good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's 2 mana 2/2 that can draw cards and protect your creatures to help them get in.
I'm not sure. I wouldn't put it in A+.
I'm not putting it in A+.
It costs
I would agree.
At least a mana, and it always only does 2.
I think that there's enough reasonable evasive creatures, including himself. The fact that this itself is super easy to just get in with. You can draw at the baseline. You are able to use this to get in unblockably for 2 every turn and draw a card every second turn cycle.
Every time, right?
Yeah.
It can't be blocked. So
you can
target anything other than stuff?
You can target something else you control if you play this on curve. But yeah, you can slam this on 3 or 4 and it's still good. I think that this scales quite well. I would be happy putting this. I think that this is maybe better than the Flitterwing Nuisance. I think that this is an A.
The protection comes at sorcery speed.
Yes.
So it means that it can't be blocked by half of your creatures, or half of the creatures the opponent controls.
Any creature your opponent controls, because it's protection from each color.
Oh, each color.
So it does
not
make
a color of a choice.
It does make it fully unblockable.
Oh my goodness.
I'm happy to put it at this slot in A.
So it can't be blocked, and you give something else can't be blocked.
Yeah, so it's a really big clock, and it draws cards.
So if you put that on a 4/4.
If you put that on a 4/4.
Then you swing for 6.
Yeah. The head nods are really selling your thought process on this. Yeah, if you put it on a 4/4, you swing for 6, you flip it back, you keep drawing cards. The fact that it only does it each way means that it is like a little bit of an awkward ebb and flow to your combat steps. But like the tides. Yeah. The things that he swims in because he's a fish. So
thanks for elaborating on that because I can't speak clearly.
No, it's okay. I understand where you're trying to come from, but this is where I'm happy putting this card. It seems really, really powerful. Definitely first picking this one. I see it in a lot of spots.
Yes. Even if I don't end up in white, if you don't end up in white, is this worth it? For a blue creature that can't be blocked, it's typically 1 blue.
So this is definitely above rate on that end.
Yep. I'm happy to see that in A.
Would you want it above or below Glenaledra Guardian? I'm asking you a lot of questions because I think it's really funny to see you squirm with it.
Squirm. As if I have the physical capabilities to squirm. That's tough. It does get better if you have white. So the Guardian locks you into...
The Guardian doesn't lock you into anything.
Yeah.
Sig really wants you to be blue-white.
It doesn't lock you into blue-white, though.
Sig can also just be good in a Vivid deck as well. Like, you can splash the white to flip him over. I'm happy with it here. I do think that...
put it above Glenaledra.
Yeah? You reckon?
I put it in a blue deck above Glenaledra, just as a...
What about above Oko?
No.
You think the ability to make 2/3/3s is... too good?
Yeah, even if you splash a single green just to flip the...
Okay. 8 cards left before we hit pause and we start again.
Thank you for bearing with me.
No, that's so fine. We just know that we have to be a little faster next time, I suppose.
Yeah.
4 mana, 2/4, Elemental Wizard. Whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, draw a card. That's kind of good.
Good.
I think in the Elemental deck, but there's enough like spells with Convoke and stuff that you can discount their costs and still get the draw off of this. It's not like nutso, but I think that there are plenty of decks that are excited to play this. It's maybe not super.
I'm gonna get a glass of water.
Okay. I will put this somewhere. You'll have to guess where I ended up putting it. Oh. Yeah. With nothing but a budgie and an entire bottle full of vodka that I'm not allowed to touch. I put it in at C+ currently above Sunderflock and below Noggle the Mind.
Yeah.
I think that Sunderflock, like, obviously these two are insane in the same deck. But, true. Like, Noggle the Mind is just a removal spell and it asks way less of you than either of these cards.
Yep, that's fair. I won't debate you.
Good. Temporal Cleansing, 4 mana sorcery with Convoke. The owner of target non-land permanent puts it into their library second from the top or on the bottom.
That's a reprint.
This is a reprint. And I mean, hey. The Rhyme Speaker loves this guy.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to mention that anymore. This is, I think, somewhere in C.
I actually think it's more useful than Noggle the Mind.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say much more useful. I'd put it above Defenses and Glamour Might.
The Sentinel, the 2 mana 1/3 that dies and draws a card. I think.
Yeah, definitely above that.
Yeah.
I don't think the Sentinel.
The Pestered Wellguard. I think this is pretty good. I'm gonna put it above this. Maybe below Swataway. I think Swataway's got high potential.
Having Convoke is.
Convoke.
Pretty big upside in this set.
Yeah. I like it here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I take it over all those other things, but I wouldn't first pick it.
Yeah. Thirst for Identity. This is a member of a larger super cycle.
Yeah.
2 and a blue, draw 3, then discard 2 unless you discard a creature.
I don't like it.
You don't like it? You want to be drawing your creatures and keeping them in hand?
Generally, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I think it's, like, okay.
You were going to say this seems...
I was going to say this seems pretty good. But I've been saying that a lot, and then having my opinion get watered down in post. Which is fair enough. I'm not a particular...
drunk person.
Look, I'm not a particularly good limited player. I'm very happy to defer.
I'm less good at limited when I'm blasted, if that helps.
Yeah, sure. Look, we'll jam a game after this and you'll crush me. It's fine. I want to say somewhere in 60, maybe.
The strength of most of these draw 3 then discard 2 in less is that you find your creatures.
Yes. I agree with that sentiment, generally speaking, especially as Magic has become more creature central.
Yes. Because creatures are like spells these days.
Creatures like spells, spells like creatures, so you just kind of need them in play. I don't think it's a C- necessarily. We look at Stratosaurus, that's sad. That's a sad man.
Yeah, that's...
Thirst for Identity, look at the art as well. Unexpected Assistance. This is another... It's not a reprint, but it's very similar to other cards that we've seen before. 3 blue, Convoke, draw 3, then discard. Yeah, this is better than Thirst, I think. You can discount it down to about the same, and you get to keep your creatures.
You get tap triggers.
Yeah, you get tap triggers. You get triggers off of your Tainful Rind Speaker.
It's an instant?
It's an instant, yeah. There's a lot to like here. I mean, the Thirst for Identity, also an instant.
You're discarding a land most of the time.
Yes, I would agree. Especially at the point when you can pay the Convoke cost for this. You probably built up a decent amount of the board. You probably don't need too many extra lands. I'm happy to put this below Lofty Dreams.
Yeah, because Lofty Dreams has a similar effect, but...
Also turns your creature into a flyer that kills your opponent.
Yes.
Unwelcome Sprite. 2 mana, 2/1 flyer. When you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, surveil 2.
I'm happy with 2 mana, 2/1 flyer.
Yeah, this kind of fucks. I want to put this a touch under Unexpected Assistance.
I honestly want to put it a little bit higher than that. A 2 mana, 2/1 flyer.
Yeah,
we've seen really a few flyers in blue.
Yeah. Do we want to say just under Temporal Cleansing? Just over?
Over. I reckon.
Could it get an edge into B-? Like the Surveil 2 is really powerful here.
If you trigger it once, this card is great. If you don't trigger it, this card is like fine. If
you trigger it once, then I think it might be... Oh, it's worse than Shine Striker if you trigger it once, I think.
I think it's better because
it
happens on turn, so you can keep a 2-lander.
Yeah.
And if you cast a spell on an opponent's turn, then you
get to fix your hand.
Yeah.
Okay. Up below Harmonized Crescendo or above it?
Above. But it doesn't have a relevant creature type.
Omni Changeling is the next one that we've got.
The fuck is that?
That's the Changeling with Convoke, and it's a shapeshifter.
I take this over the plane.
Yep, okay.
Put it in B.
Put it in
B.
Put it in B. This card is really good.
A 2 mana 2/1 flyer has lost a lot of its strength these days, but it's still decent.
And the card selection that you get on top of it. And hey, maybe there's a deck that you end up in where you've splashed blue and you've got a bunch of the elf graveyard stuff, and that really comes home to roost.
Probably not, but it could be.
It could be. Wonderwine Distractor. I like the card. 4 mana, 4/3. When it becomes tapped, target creature an opponent controls gets -3, -0 until end of turn.
So that's quite bad.
It's... Yeah. I mean, on attacks, being able to shrink something means that it attacks in pretty well and likely will trade up reasonably.
It'll probably force your opponent into a double block situation.
Yeah, at which point you can try and blow them out with something. It doesn't play great on defense, obviously. I think that this is a fine, like, C+ tier filler card.
I think it's regular C.
Regular C. I think I like it better than Kulrath Mystic, potentially.
Okay.
This being able to attack in as a 4/4 with Vigilance is interesting. But the shrink effect on this, I think, is more valuable for combat.
Becomes tapped, yeah.
Becomes tapped.
You don't want to be convoking with a 4/3.
No, not really. But you've also got all of those other abilities that tap creatures in the Merfolk's deck.
Which you also don't want to use your 4/3 on.
Not necessarily, no. Wonderwine Farewell. 7 mana, Kindred Sorcery Merfolk with Convoke. Return 1 or 2 target non-land permanents to their owner's hands. Then, if you control a merfolk, make a 1/1 white and blue creature token for each permanent returned to its owner's hand this way.
Okay. So, realistically, this is going to be cast on turn 5?
Yeah.
And make
probably
2/1/1s.
You probably want to cast this for like 4 or 5 mana.
Each permanent return. So, it's never going to make less than 2/1/1s.
Yeah. Unless one of the permanents becomes an illegal target.
Yeah, true.
But, yeah, we're thinking of this as bounce 2 things, make 2 merfolk. Which, for 5 mana, is pretty good tempo. That's like you get like 2 mini Mana Wars.
If you bounce the right things, they can only deploy one of them.
Yes. You can definitely bounce things in a very taxing way. Like if you just bounce a 4-drop and a 3-drop, then that's going to be really hard to redeploy in a timely fashion.
Absolutely.
So this definitely gets into C+ tier.
I feel like the 1/1s won't be super impactful, but the bounce will be more useful.
The bounce is very good. I think that the 1/1 merfolks will still be strong. They contribute towards future convoke when you're already convoking something that's this big. Doesn't really matter.
I'd play this over Temporal Cleansing.
I would as well. Does it edge into B-?
Shine Striker.
Shine Striker, the draw guy. I kind of like this guy. This is a cool guy. I'm not sure if I like Wonderwine Farewell more. It's close, though.
Yeah, it's two.
I think that it being close is enough for this to be in B-.
Yes, but maybe not.
Yeah, and remember, we still haven't seen those creatures that can pick up cards of their card type. So this being a card that you can draw with the hybrid banner Merfolk.
They may not be anything that can pick up a card of its card type.
There is.
Oh, okay.
I described it just then. Sorry, I won't fast forward to it to really get the rub-ins on you, but
rub me in.
There are cards that can draw Merfolk cards. It's like a
yes, the
the hybrid mana,
the Harbinger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's move on, shall we? Wild Unraveling.
Worse than
Counterspell. Blight 2 or pay 1, counter target spell. This seems fine. I don't know how
I don't love it.
I don't know how good cancel is in
not great. Not
very good. The Blight 2 is quite hefty.
Worse. Yeah.
You really have to be doing something very powerful with those Blight counters.
I don't think I want to play this. Even if I'm in like a white blue or blue like Blight deck, Blight 2 is a lot. Blight 1, this would be fine.
Blight 1, this would be very powerful, I think. Blight 1, you could argue that it's counterspell with upside in a lot of board states.
Yeah.
Blight 2, I think, is kind of a necessity to balance it. I think that this ends up somewhere in C then. Because of the flexibility and the potential upside that blighting your own creatures has.
Yes.
But it's not a super exciting C. I think that
itself doesn't have
great blight. Yeah, so you need to be... I want to put it below Rime Chill.
Yeah.
I want to put it above Runaway Together.
Yeah, I don't think Runaway Together is
super great.
Yeah,
not in this set. We haven't seen a huge amount of fantastic ETBs.
No.
The Mull Drifters are very good. Not the Mull Drifters, not the Mana Wars.
Yes.
We've seen a bunch of good Mana Wars for Runaway Together, but those are all but uncommon, so it's a bit harder to draft
around. You can put more -1 counters on your creatures.
Mistbind click up next.
Yes, thank you.
4 mana, 4/4, flash, flying, champion of fairy.
Obviously, this card is like constructed playable. It's broken as fuck. In a set that supports fairies.
Yes, but you're going to have to champion this onto changelings more often than not. Yes. There's not a huge amount of fairies in the set.
The rest of the fairies are mostly.
Yeah, they're harder to find. They're harder to find. And championing a token, like, you'll do it, but it's not going to be super exciting.
No.
I don't love it either. I think that it will potentially be...
I know it's a time walk most of the time. It taps at all of your opponent's lands, right? So
yes, you do it in their upkeep because it has flash.
But more often than not, it kills the creature you control.
Yes. It doesn't kill it forever because you do get that creature back.
But, I mean, if it champions a token.
If it champions a token, then it goes away, yes. Yeah. I do still want to put it somewhere in C+. I think that the upside is there.
Flash it can just be removed.
It can just be removed, but it will also time walk your opponent and then beat in for 4. So it kind of demands an answer. And then even when it does get answered, it's bought a bunch of time and bought you some good attack steps.
Yes.
So I'm okay with that. And then Wonderwine Profits is the last card. This one's a doozy. Oh, no, this isn't what I'm thinking of.
No.
It's still kind of good. Yeah, I'm reading it again.
No.
6 mana Champion of Merfolk. When this creature deals combat damage to a player, you may sacrifice a Merfolk. If you do, take an extra turn after this one. I thought this was Mero Regery. This is definitely worse when it's sacrificing non-token Merfolk. When it's sacrificing non-token Merfolk, it's kind of unplayable.
Which it's going to be doing.
Yeah.
I put this in the plus. No, actually, I genuinely don't think it's better than Mirror Form. You have to have a Merfolk in play that it removes or in your hand.
And then you have to have another one in order to sacrifice. It's a 6 mana 4/4. You have to get in with it.
Yeah, it doesn't have any sort of evasion.
Yeah, this is pretty miserable.
Are we going F tier?
I don't think we're going F, but let's go D-.
I won't take a shot because we're at the end here, but...
Come on. A tippins. I'll take one with you. How about that?
Yeah.
Yep. As a joy for getting 2 in.
Tastes awful, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. That's really bad.
All right.
Well, that's white and blue done.
Yeah.
We're 3.5 hours into the recording session.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It gets faster because you have some of the mechanics, but it doesn't get that fast. Let's do lands. True. Bad.
Blood Crypts? No.
Bad.
How bad?
If you're not in Goblins specifically, I think the red-black is C+ at best.
Yep. Eclipse Realms. This seems decent. I'm putting it B-.
It chooses any creature type.
Any creature type. You can add colors or add a mana to cast a spell of the chosen type or activate an ability or source of the chosen color. Doesn't cast your non-creature spells? Maybe C+.
Okay. Move Blood Crypt into C. And then Eclipse Realms to C+. Yeah.
Okay. Evolving Wilds. Good.
C+ above Eclipsed Realms.
C+?
Move Eclipsed Realms down and Blood Crypt down.
Blood Crypt and this both in C?
Yeah.
Okay, then we've just got all the other shocks. Hallowed Fountain, I'm going to say C+. Below.
No, I'm going to put it below Eclipsed Realms, but above Blood Crypt because...
Okay, you want all the shocks at C?
Good. Anything that's in green and blue is slightly higher, but everything else in C.
Okay, so Temple Garden in C+, Overgrown Tomb in C+, Steam Vents in C+. Well, Hallowed Fountain is also in blue.
Yeah, so that's why I said everything else in C.
Oh, but they're still in C.
Blood Crypt might be C-, honestly.
No, I'm not putting Blood Crypt in C-.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. Yeah. I think that there's some generally very exciting things that you can do in the Goblin deck. I just think that black and red is a decent color pairing.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be the worst because blue and green are going to be the
vivid.
Vivid.
Yeah, yeah. Blue and green are the base vivid things, but I still the fixing's fixing. Fixing's fixing.
Okay. Sure.
What if we move all of these up by 1 ranking?
I don't think shocks are worth that much.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I'll let you have it.
I will review my Edge of Eternities thing to see if fixing is worth it. What are you laughing at?
I'm not laughing.
I'm looking it up right now. Shit, where's my tab?
Dude, how do you still have all this stuff?
Where's my tab?
Why are you looking up airbending combo? What?
Shut up. Stop. You had one drink.
I'm just enabling this. I'm totally fine. I'm of sound body and mind. I'm finding it just very exciting to egg you on. 17, do you want me to type for you?
Yes, please.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
That's alright. That was an acceptable sacrifice.
Okay.
I knew that would happen.
Breeding Pool is at a C+.
That's the highest.
Yeah, that is the highest. Ancient Tombs at a C+.
That's not a dual land.
That's true. The Stomping Ground. No, I'm more surprised that it's that low. Because...
Yeah,
I guess, the damage adds up.
In a non-vintage cube format.
Yeah, it's harder to convert the mana advantage into actual board advantage.
Yeah.
So you've got... Okay, Breeding Pool and Stomping Ground are both at C+. And then Watergrave Godless Shrine are at C. Sacred Foundry is a C minus.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why you want to put Blood Crypt as a C minus.
I know that these cards are in like the relevant creature type things, but I just I don't see them being.
Yeah.
They're fine. A lot of the cards that are in A plus should be in A. A lot of the cards that are in A should be in A minus. A lot of the cards in A minus should be in B plus.
Hey,
but...
like, we're allowed to get excited. It's a new set.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Let's live a little. Let's enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be back.
Yeah, we'll do the other three colors. As of now, I'm seeing 2 of every single card we're looking at.
you fucking
we put too much into A plus.
What do you mean we put too much?
I think we put a reasonable amount into the lower amount.
The unplayables seem fine. We got a little excited when we were looking at the white cards.
Hopefully this was entertaining, at least if not informative.
Sick.
And we'll see you for the next episode of Don't Drink and Draft. And just another reminder, do not drink and draft at the same time.
Have you seen what's happened to this man over here?
Yeah.
I'm going to end on that.
Yeah.
We're going to end on that.
We'll see you for the next episode.
Catches.